For real? Oh, no. Let's go.
Boston.
State of always. In Berkeley, California. You got it. This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA, USA, USA.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You ping.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this BA Day, December 30th, 2025, This sports program begins right now.
Football!
He's the greatest. That cadence came from a man who has coached football for 47 years, Super Bowl champion multiple times. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Bruce Arians is here.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, at the heart. I like that. We're throwing up the heart.
Yeah, baby.
I like that. Hey, hold on now.
It's a new year.
Yeah, well,
close.
Yeah.
I love the last year, though.
Oh, it's been a great year, hasn't it?
Beautiful.
And whenever I said December 30th, 2025, there, literally as it was coming out of my mouth, my brain was like, holy hell, 2025 is over.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, New Year's Eve, we'll be live from the Cotton Bowl on the sideline as the Miami Hurricanes take on the Ohio State Buckeyes down there in Jerry World. Go ahead and celebrate the hell out of 2025 and New Year's Eve with us on ESPN2 or on ABC or ESPN. It should be a great game, and the college football playoffs have delivered this year. We've had some magical moments. Now, there were a couple of smaller schools that got blown out and their asses beat. But that's what it's all about. More schools get a shot to shine. And for New Year's Eve, the things that are going to be shining, maybe Tony going crazy. Maybe Jeremiah Smith, wide receiver for the Ohio State Buckeyes. I'll tell you what, he's from South Florida down there. And they're saying a lot of mean things about Jeremiah Smith. And in return, Jeremiah Smith is kind of saying the same things back.
Right.
Feels like we got a nice little joust happening between the South Florida boys that are certainly going to be a part of this game and take over this game potentially. This running back right here, massive, strong, fast. Saw him against Texas A&M. And then on the other side, Julian Sain, first-year starter for the Ohio State Buckeyes. I think he has like a 90% completion rate or whatever it is. The guy is seemingly unflappable. The Indiana University Hoosiers obviously beat the Ohio State Buckeyes the last time we saw them play football in the Big Ten Championship. They had a bye. We saw Cristobal and the boys of Miami go into a windy College Station and get a huge win for their program, who will continue their hunt for a CFP national championship. That's tomorrow night. And then the Rose Bowl is on New Year's Day as Alabama takes on Indiana at 4 p.m. Oregon takes on Texas Tech at 1 o'clock on ESPN. And Ole Miss and Georgia wrap it up on New Year's Day at 8 p.m. Eastern. When you talk about college football playoff about to deliver and college football being awesome, that's what you're about to witness. And we appreciate them for that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
We hope you will enjoy,
Yeah.
all the games. If we're there with us, if not, just take in and bask in the second largest sport in America, college football, which has the opportunity to potentially become the number one sport in America if they continue in the trajectory that they are, although everybody's saying behind the scenes it's going to crumble at some point. We don't worry about that. We're not smart enough to handle all that. Maybe, but I don't know if we have enough time to figure it all out. Does anybody have enough time to figure it all out? Who cares? Because the product on the field, especially with these teams, are about to be electrifying, and we appreciate them all for all this season and all the years' worth of work. And on that note, 2026 is about to be the greatest year of all time. You know why?
How's that?
I think we're staring down the best NFL playoffs we've had in a long time.
Hell yeah.
I think we have an actual question mark on who the hell is going to win this Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler. Rest in peace, Sean Taylor. Great hoodie on today. We appreciate the hell out of you. Can't wait to see you on the sideline for another Miami Hurricane game. I completely forgot. He's completely biased.
Oh, yeah.
He's in the Broward County Hall of Fame down
I'll
there.
be professional.
No, completely
For
biased.
those 3 hours, I'll be professional.
Yeah, sure. Just like down at Texas A&M where you say, you guys wearing cowboy hats? That's cool. I got Air Force Ones and green suit on, okay? This is, it's all about the U down here. And this could be the U's magical year. But whenever you think about us being on a sideline, and when you think about what college football playoffs are, and when you think about what the NFL playoffs are about to be, we are staring down maybe the greatest start to a year that we've ever had whenever it comes to ball in 2026. I'm excited for the new year, D.
Very excited. Only about 6 weeks out from the Super Bowl. Obviously, we know that's the biggest one, but we'll be on the sideline once again for the Rose Bowl, granddaddy of them all. And then tomorrow in Jerry's World, and you just look at that graphic and just look at those logos. Like, those are great brands, obviously some great history. And then what Indiana is doing, what Texas Tech is doing, kind of new on the, this big scene. I can't wait to see how it all plays out, and the fact that we get to stand on these sidelines is just unreal.
Yeah, we try not to point it out too much because at some point they're going to not allow us to do it, and we completely understand. But right now they're allowing us to do it, and we think we're trying to be innovative. We think we are innovative, and we think it'll be a great time New Year's Eve, Miami and Ohio State tomorrow night. And then you talk about the NFL playoffs kicking off the year 2026. Week 18, obviously, we got an epic lineup.
Yep.
But whenever you think about what teams could actually go, I mean, everybody had the Rams slotted as a team that could win a Super Bowl. Then they have a couple games where they don't look that great. And then last night, the Atlanta Falcons kind of put it on them. And whenever you think about Bijan Robinson and what this Atlanta Falcons team could be, you start to get excited about maybe the Atlanta Falcons did have it figured out at one point, kind of lost its way a little bit. They figured it out at the end. Now there's some scenario where the Falcons could potentially get into the playoffs. There's a chance that I don't know. It was on the internet. internet. There's a chance that they can have below 500. Whatever the case, the Falcons get a huge win. Go ahead, comment.
They can hold the Bucks out. If the Falcons win next week and the Bucks win next week, then either way, the Carolina Panthers will go to the playoffs.
Okay, so they do have a little bit of effect in this entire thing. But whenever you think about the Falcons beating the Rams, all of us picked the Rams. Favored by 7. I was watching NFL Live and the Monday Night Countdown show. Everybody picked the Rams. And I think that's because we're at the time of year where we think we're putting Super Bowls on people. And it's like, well, the Rams can win a Super Bowl. The Falcons cannot win a Super Bowl. And then all of a sudden you fuck around on one night and the Falcons have elite players in certain positions and they can win. And they certainly did. Great game last night, D-Butt. And I think a good indicator for the league that we have currently. A lot of parity. You never know who's going to get got.
The parity's been unreal this year. And every time we've kind of put, I guess, the Rams on that pedestal and tried to separate them from the pack, they've showed up, whether it's against the Panthers or now the Falcons, just kind of lay a dub. But, I mean, hats off to the Falcons showing up. I think Troy said it on the call last night. Like, it's tough at this point in the season. 1-2 games left. You already have your trips planned. You know where you're going. Once that offseason hits, they've been eliminated from playoff contention for a few weeks now. It's got to be incredibly disappointing if you are a Falcons fan, though, to look at this team and how they came out and played on prime time with these red helmets. I know they have a great record with that, but Bijan was unbelievable. Kirk has been playing well. And that defense, like a lot of young pieces on the defense, obviously the 2 edge defenders, but then Xavier Watts kind of, made his presence felt to the rest of the nation last night with 2 interceptions. Jesse Bates still doing his thing. So just a good team, a good core of young players over there. I'll be interested to see how they go going forward with Raheem Morris. But you got to be feeling pretty good about the Falcons. Then on the flip side for the Rams, you got to lose a lot of confidence if you had confidence in this team going in the playoffs. And it's just a crapshoot on the NFC and the AFC side right now when you get to the postseason talk.
Rams on the road, kind of a conversation, isn't it, B.A.?
Especially on the East Coast. A little trouble in Carolina, a little trouble in Philly, a little trouble in Atlanta. When they blocked that kick, that might have been the purest block I've ever seen. Bounced right to you, right for a touchdown. I said, they're going to come back and win the thing. And then so close to his last couple of throws. Matthew Stafford can make any throw in the world.
What is it about it? Now, I think they got to win in Baltimore, because then they went over to England, and I think they got to win over there, and they spent it as a bowl game. If you remember, Matthew Stafford was on the mound at the
Camden Yards,
Baltimore Orioles Stadium. They did that. They got to win there, and they treat it as a trip. But Carolina in Carolina, Philly in Philly. Now we got Atlanta in Atlanta. The road obviously can be tough. The travel can be tough. But is there something to maybe a team not showing up in that situation? Because obviously Niners, Seahawks playing for number 1 seed in the NFC West and in the NFC as a whole. So if the Rams are going to win a Super Bowl, they're going to have to go on the road. Who knows where they're going to have to travel to? Is there something about a team that could potentially not be good on the road? And how do you fix it if you're a coach?
I think most West Coast teams have trouble with 1 o'clock East Coast games, but these are all going to be prime time. That was a prime time game last night. No excuses for the Rams to come up short as far as being ready to play.
Yeah.
And they have no excuse. They got to show up. They got to win.
D-Butt, there was a couple things late. Pass interference, clear pass interference at the end of the game. Clear pass.
I saw some hand fighting.
Oh, you're saying they were jousting?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine if they did call that? With less than a minute left in the fourth quarter in that particular game, if they call that. I mean, I think people very pissed off at them calling that. Them not calling that, obviously people very pissed off at them calling it. I don't think we should make a massive argument about these types of calls because I think if it goes either way, people are going to be happy and pissed off. But there is some calls that we need to all be pissed off about so that we can get actual change in the future. But how did you feel about how the game ended and what it came down? That Puka catch, first grab.
Oh, man.
I mean, first shot that we all see is basically backing them from the sideline. It's like, did he? Holy hell, that's a Puka Nacua catch. Of course he did. And then this angle straight on to Puka shows the ball moving out from his hand as he's falling down. Even this angle looks like he caught the entire thing. And then there's a straight on shot where we're like, wait a minute. This is maybe best catch of the year. Yeah. Puka's got another one of these, especially in field goal range for Mevis to knock that through. This was the angle, that we all finally saw where ball leaves contact with his entire body right there, hovers and kind of levitates as it goes down. It's like, all right, that is an incompletion. But there was multiple times where the Rams come back, to your point, and get this game. Instead, they lose, and now I'm kind of down on them. Isn't it crazy what the NFL is? 1 or 2 plays. Stafford misses.
Yeah, he was wide ass open.
Never miss.
That's something you never see Stafford miss. You kind of saw it in the Bills game with Josh Allen on a 2-point play. Those are plays that those quarterbacks typically make. I don't know what it was. Sometimes it's the pressure, it's the picks. Those things get to your head, but obviously perfect conditions here, and he missed his throw, which was huge. But I wasn't mad at the no call there. Obviously, I'm a DB, but I'm a huge proponent of let the players, determine the outcome of the game. They were even split in the booth. Joe and Troy felt differently about should the call have been made or not been made, but they were kind of hand fighting the whole way down. The receiver initiated the contact, which they typically do, and they didn't call it. They took away a couple huge Puka Nacua plays, and it's funny because of the comments that he made a few weeks ago. And obviously they didn't know, but I think DJ Humphries, he wasn't lined up on the line of scrimmage, and usually I think it's a warning or some type of conversation before they throw that flag, and then the other holding call, which the guy just kind of got twisted up when he goes to the ground. They're going to call that a lot of times. That was obviously another huge play by Puka. But like you said, the Rams out the gate, they weren't ready to play on the road. Started off down 21. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it turned cold on the Rams, after the loss. I think it's because most of the time that most of the world was awake for that game last night, they did not look good, and Bijan Robinson looked incredible. Then you watch down the stretch, and it's like the Rams could have won that game. They win that game, we're all saying that's a gritty win for a team going into playoffs on the other side of the country against a very tough Atlanta Falcons team. Instead, it's like Matthew Stafford, no longer the MVP. Rams can't get it done. It's crazy how fickle we kind of have to be whenever it comes to judging of these teams.
Well, especially because of the East Coast thing. Like, they do have to – right now they're the 6th seed, so in the current standings, they're going to Philly. And whether they can move up to 5 or not, 5 is also East Coast. That's going to be Carolina or Tampa. And then, again, 6 would be Philly. So you do have to have those question marks. When Jared Verse is doing stuff like that, though, and just can flip a game that quickly, like, I'm betting on Matt Stafford to not miss that throw on the end of the game if it is, the playoffs. And if you're looking at a D-line that can legitimately take over a game, they had it, and then for Atlanta – They're basically a Malik Willis away from winning 12 games next year. I'm not so sure if you put Malik Willis with Bijan I don't know, and with Drake London, Bidge, Robinson.
We don't know. We don't know. We're trying our best. Yeah. He's so good, but we don't know.
And we say different things, but he's still one of the best running backs in the NFL. My big takeaway was, hey, let's get him out of there. We can't have him in just wasting away in Atlanta land. But instead, by the end of the game, you're thinking, if they can score 27 with Kirk Cousins, imagine what they could do with a Malik Willis, with a Will Levis. Where's Big Bill at? But Atlanta, if you're watching that, if you're a Falcons fan, probably pretty pissed off because
we had this.
Yeah, all year.
Oh yeah, what happened?
Well, and I saw a lot of people saying like all they had to do was beat the Jets. If they would have beat the Jets, then they would be going to the playoffs probably. But also like Raheem Morris. I mean, 6 weeks ago we were saying this guy's going to get fired. Really, up until the Buccaneers game a couple weeks ago, where they had 19 penalties and still found a way to win that game. But you can tell, the message isn't really stale. These guys have they've hunkered down when they needed to and fought the rest of the season. And on the flip side with the Rams, same deal. A couple weeks ago, they had the inside track for the number 1 seed. Then Devontae gets hurt, and it's like, wow, this is kind of working out perfectly. They're going to get that first-round bye, and they'll have their full complements of guys back in the divisional round of the playoffs. And now, you're looking at it, and it's like, boy, if you're the Rams kind of limping into the playoffs like this, would you want to be going on the road to Philly? No. Yeah, exactly. So it's crazy how, like you said, how fickle things are and how quickly things can change.
Coach, 47 years coaching football, obviously multiple Super Bowl runs. Teams hot at the end of the season is what you need to be. Hard to limp into the playoffs and turn it on. How do you kind of view that?
Yeah, you always like to be really hot, and there's 3 or 4 teams that are super hot right now. But the Rams got so much talent on all 3 phases. I would never count them out. But that Philly game, those 2 defensive lines, that could be a bloodbath.
Yeah, absolutely.
That could be a bloodbath.
I mean, Jalen's coming off an 0-for-7 second half win over the Bills, and everybody's wondering if they can get it done. Sirianni missed the locker room.
Yep.
He missed the locker room talking shit on his way out of there. It's like Philly still has their moxie, but is the offense going to be able to produce in the playoffs, which you're going to have to do? And then across the board, it feels like we got much better defenses in the playoffs this year. Feels like that is kind of the difference between this year's playoffs versus years past. Usually you got 1, 2, maybe 3 good defenses that are championship caliber. Right now, it feels like these offenses are going to be tested every single game, and I think that's good for ball, not bad for ball.
And for the Rams, you got to kind of feel good just because, hey, last year we went to Philly and we're 2 plays away from beating Philly in the snow. Like, who knows what the weather will be when the playoffs come around, but with Devontae in that offense, it does kind of unlock it. Hopefully he can get back for the playoff run.
Yeah, they put up all his stats that he had.
Yeah.
A lot of touchdowns.
So many
touchdowns.
A lot of third downs.
So many touchdowns. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who's going to be coaching in the playoffs. You know, it started with Duval, and now it's 7 straight wins heading into the most important time of the year and an AFC South championship basically sitting there. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Liam Coen.
Yeah!
How are you, Coach?
What's up, guys?
Hey, listen.
Appreciate you having me on.
Thank you for joining us. I know, you have a big anti-media thing going on with the team. I know there's a lot of motivational messages being sent to the boys from outside noises. Have you utilized us? Do the boys hate us? Is that so? Have we been a part of the motivational messaging?
I don't think so. No, I think you guys have been good, man. I mean, you tell it how it is, dude. You know, that's the cool thing about this show is you give props, you give respect, but also you tell it how it is. And I think a lot of these guys all appreciate and respect that.
Okay, good news. Well, let me tell you what I saw after watching your team live. First of all, did we know Josh Hines Allen is as large as he is the biggest dude on the field? I mean, that is outrageous. I think from watching him on film and watching him on TV, he looks too naturally of a build and he moves too well to be the size that he actually is. But your entire defense, dogs everywhere. Can you tell me about the defense that obviously made life miserable for us and everybody this year, seemingly, Coach?
Yeah, Josh has been a stud. I was fortunate enough to be close with Josh. He was the first guy I talked to when I took this job, actually. And, how he's been able to lead and continue to grow within this group, led by Anthony Campanelli and so many good players. Foye, guys are doing such a great job. They've had a mindset and mentality all season to swarm and to attack the football relentlessly. And, man, these guys they work their tails off every week. They get better and better each week, and they grow, and they learn from everything that we do. And so, man, it's a tough group. It's a resilient group, and proud to have these guys as our defense for sure.
They did not have any time for Phil Rivers' antics. I mean, there was no jocularity at all because we've all seen it. Obviously, been around the league a long time. Normally, the older quarterbacks, there'll be some sort of give and take because guys may be fans of them growing up or knew of them growing up and things like that. We got guys. Devin Bush is in Aaron Rodgers' mouth in his face at the end of that. And Phil Rivers and your guys, it was not like hey, this is good. You have a team that has a massive edge. It feels like, and I know that's what you want. I know that's what every coach wants. But you obviously have elite talent across the board. Is this what you expected from the team whenever you took it? Because you're not even getting your second overall pick, Travis Hunter, at this point, and it feels like you have elite talent all over the place with the right mindset. Is that an accurate depiction of your locker room, you think?
Yeah, the group of guys are very connected. I'll say that, and we are talented. That's for sure. I mean, this is a roster that obviously you get excited about when you're looking at the opportunity to take the job, and when you get in here and you get to work with these guys, and you hear, man, how hungry they were and how hungry they are. Some of these guys are obviously playing for contracts. They're playing for contracts here, somewhere, whatever it is. But also, this group just wants to win. Like, this group just wants to do whatever it takes to get the next win, to go 1-0 each week. And that's really been the mindset and mentality with this whole crew. And we've had our good players, our guys, they've played at a high level and they've continued to do so. But, man, we've got undrafted free agents, rookie 7th rounders, 1st rounders, 2nd rounders, doesn't matter. This is a team that's well connected and they care about each other.
Very clear that is the case from watching them. I mean, very, very clear. And that's a fun little thing because once you realize the X factor is the camaraderie of the team, I've never seen a good team hate each other. I've seen a lot of terrible teams hate each other. And I've seen some terrible teams like each other as well. They just kind of like each other and we suck. But I have never seen, I've never seen a great team hate each other. Like the team has to like each other. I guess they go back to the Bears where the offense and the defense hated each other. I guess I go way back in whatever that was. 85 Bears. But other than that, every team I've ever been a part of, the good ones, the great ones, everybody gets along. And it's obvious whenever you turn on the tape and whenever we watch you live, it was like that. Now, your quarterback playing better than he's ever played. And you forget he's a stallion as well. I mean, that guy's thighs are, and he is a mountain of a man, and he's playing his best ball. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen some unbelievable turnarounds this year around the league. Mike Vrabel up there with Drake, and then Ben Johnson with Caleb. But what you haven't been able to do with Trevor Lawrence, who's a little more callous, he was kind of Prince that was promised since probably his high school days. What was that moment, I guess, this year between you and him where you felt like something really changed, because he's been playing unbelievable down the stretch?
Yeah, Trev's definitely been playing at a high level. I mean, when I first got here, we had a lot of honest, open conversations about what his goals were, where he wanted to go with it within his career and his position. And yeah, it took a little bit of time, and that's why so many of these quarterbacks need that time, right? Timing and circumstances matter. And at the bye, we just had some honest conversations about, okay, man, just cut it loose, let it rip. Whatever happens, just play the next play. Like, we just want you to go be aggressive, go be you. And that's going to be plenty good enough, man. And look, we had to tailor some things to, all right, at the bye, you're trying to figure out who you are truly. And we wanted to make sure we were doing everything we could from a run, pass, protections, whatever it was, putting him in a position to be successful. But man, the guy's playing at a high level, man. The 3rd and 10 throw to Parker Washington in this game, where he gets drilled right in the teeth and hits Parker on a crossing route. Big time throw by a big time player that's playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Couple quick questions about a couple plays. You just mentioned one of them. Obviously, that was a heartbreaker to the Loud House. Okay. How about you guys, 3rd and goal, I think, on the 4 maybe, and they put me up on a Jumbotron. Okay, I did not expect that. Yeah, I take my shirt off through a whole thing. Okay, it's in the spur of the moment. We're trying to get loud. I'm just sitting on the Jumbotron. Shirt off, obviously quickly up onto the chair. Let's make some noise. Place gets loud. Thank you. Loud House shows up, by the way. And then they score a touchdown.
Next play.
So why didn't you fucking say, hey, not this one, okay? You made me look like an asshole, Liam. And on that note, there's another play that takes place where I'm watching you on the sideline. First of all, you're fit. You got good fit. You and your assistants got good fits. There's good swag, good moms. Yeah, no problem. 15 seconds, this thing comes off, right? 15 seconds, this thing's off?
Yeah.
You flip that thing up. There's like 7 seconds left on the play clock. I'm watching. You yell to Trevor, and you point at the close wide receiver, okay? Like this is college. Hey, right here. This guy runs it out, 1st down. And I'm like, how often is he doing that? And when is that a relationship that you and Trevor can have? Like, how does that kind of work? Because I had not seen that. We're at the game a lot. And maybe it was because I was paying attention to you just so happened on that particular play. But it looked like literally Lane Kiffin or somebody in college going like, hey, here. And then literally 1st down. I'm like, what the fuck? Did we not hear him? I'm in a suite. A little boozed up back here. I heard him. How often is that happening? And do you think that is a sign of you and Trevor's relationship in the offense as a whole?
Yeah, you're 100% right. It was a pressure look where we had a plan to get into it, but we did cut out, and we were trying to get something communicated there. But Trevor was already going there. He was already making the check. He was already getting us into the right call and the right play. And he did that so many times on Sunday against the blitz. Like, that was him checking to our 0 audibles, getting us in and out of the right plays. Multiple of them weren't even in the play call. That were just him going and audibling and checking to get us in the right play. And man, that's the preparation, the way that he's gone through it with Grant Udinsky and Spencer Whipple and these guys. He's just preparing at a really high level, which is then allowing him to go out there, play free, and go trust his playmakers on the perimeter to go and make plays. So credit is all going to Trevor and those guys, man. He has done a phenomenal job. This is the throw I'm talking about. I mean, right on the chops, getting smashed and delivering a strike. I mean, that's what big-time quarterbacks need to do. And on money downs, 3rd down, red zone, he's just, man, he's taking off for us.
Yeah, and first of all, the fact that Trevor is making audibles to things that aren't even part of play calls, I don't love hearing that.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I don't love that at all. Okay, happy for Trevor. Very happy for Duval. Okay, very happy for everybody down there because it's been a lot of lean years down there. And congratulations to you. I forget, you're like the first-year head coach ever to have 12 wins in a season or something like that. So whenever you talk about the history of coaching, bro, the history of coaching. A lot of legends' names have been out there. Your name is now a part of it, dude. And I know you don't want to talk about
16 games.
Yeah, in 16 games. Didn't even need the 17th game, so there'll be no asterisk about the new season or anything like that. Like, what you have done down there is special. And watching what Trevor is becoming is special. And as an Indianapolis Colts fan who's got no first-round picks the next 2 years and no idea who's going to be our quarterback, I don't like to hear that Trevor's become a super genius as well as being a stallion. So congrats to you guys on making our lives miserable. Now, you also make another trade to make everybody's life miserable. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Coach, you guys get Jacoby Myers at the trade deadline, and it feels as though he basically maybe unlocked everything that you have envisioned with this offense. What has he meant to Trevor, to the other guys in the room? I know you guys just signed him actually to a new extension, so you also paid him. He'll be a Jaguar for a long, long time, maybe the rest of his career. What is it like having a guy like him on the field when you're calling plays? And also, just real quick, you look fantastic, Coach. Last time we had you on, we had the tail of the tape, you and Bob Sala. We had your weight wrong. Looks like we probably have it wrong again. You look 215. That jawline is fantastic. Keep it going, whatever you're doing, Coach.
Coach.
Fantastic work out there.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Hey, got to give credit to James, Gladstone, Tony, for collectively coming to an agreement that Jacoby's the answer. That was the guy that we wanted to go and get at that time to help our offense take the next step. And man, the guy is just a pro's pro. I've got so much respect for him. He's a former quarterback. You can always respect and appreciate those former quarterbacks that, man, he's got ball skills. He knows how to get open. He's extremely intelligent football player. But you watch what he does without the ball and how he blocks and how he competes. That's why these guys love him. That's ultimately why you pay a guy like that is he's willing to do whatever it takes for the team. And he's continued to build a relationship with Trevor. The other receivers now have continued to get better because of that. It allows those other guys to go do what they do really well because, well, Jacoby's going to make those tough catches across the middle, on the sideline. I mean, he came in here week one when he got here. He jumped right in at Z on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. He did not have one missed assignment throughout the entire week. Yeah. And he didn't know anything we were doing.
That's insane. So you got a super genius wide receiver coming in there. You got a super genius quarterback all of a sudden. Number 11 shouldn't be allowed to play on offense. Parker Washington. Yeah. He's going to be an all-pro returner. I don't like the fact that we got him dancing. Travis Hunter's coming back next year.
Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, who's Brenton Strange, by the way?
ETN, too. Yeah. I mean, ETN.
What the hell? Basil Tootin.
They need to investigate the Jaguars.
Yeah.
They need to investigate what's going on down in Jacksonville. So much. I'm telling you, watching your team was sick. It was like fun to watch your team. The offense is both explosive and powerful. It's like you can travel, I think. I think this could be a playoff-style offense and playoff-style defense. And obviously, we're very close to that time. Hosting a playoff game down there in Duval is very much within your reach, which is crazy to even think about. You might be the number 2 seed, depending upon how everything works out in the AFC. Whenever it comes to your team, I don't want to talk about like the maturity of it, but how do you feel about your team playing in the biggest games and winning 7 straight in the biggest moment? It feels like you guys are maybe poised for a damn play. I know you don't want to talk about that, but it feels like your team does have the right stuff almost to go on a run right now. Do you feel that as well? And does the locker room feel that?
I think we learned a lot from Houston. It was a tough day. It was a tough moment, and there were some tough days to follow, but you learn so much, just like in life, right? You learn so much more through adversity and through going through tough times. And we were able to grow from that, learn from it, and actually go apply it in our week's preparation and the way that we perform on Sundays for 60 minutes. So I can't say how we'll perform in the playoffs. I just know that we've got a huge game coming up Sunday against Tennessee, a division rival that is going to come in here and play their tails off. They got one of the best defensive players in the National Football League in Simmons, and Cam Ward's playing at a high level right now. They're scoring a lot more points. So, look, this group understands, I think, what's at stake. We've talked a lot about playing our best football, meaningful football in December and January and what that looks like. And we've got maturity and leadership on this team, which I've really appreciated.
Yeah, you got some great wins under your belt, too, and it doesn't feel like it's slowing you guys down. It doesn't feel like you're celebrating. You're continuing to roll forward. Go ahead, Coach B.A.
Yeah, Liam, the Denver win, that was such a huge, huge win on the road against what was supposedly the best team in the AFC. Is that the one you think is going to give you the most confidence going forward into the playoffs?
Yeah, that's a great one to point to, Coach. you never know, right? We hadn't been in a ton of hostile environments really throughout the season, honestly. That was one. I mean, they did a phenomenal job packing that place and having a home field advantage that our guys just went in and played free. It wasn't perfect. We didn't start very fast offensively. Once we got clicking, though, some good things were able to happen, and our defense were able to get a couple turnovers. So that game definitely helps your confidence, being able to say, man, we're going to need to go on the road in hostile environments, probably in inclement weather, and be able to go on the road and win football games in January. So that's definitely one that you can point to that says, man, we should have confidence going to do that again.
Huge win. Obviously, Denver Broncos were everybody's Lombardi darlings going into the season because how great their defense was. You're obviously able to get a win over there. And you talk about just chaotic, madhouse-like environments. Congrats on a big win in the Loud House. Congrats on a big win in the Lucas Oil Stadium.
Appreciate it. That place was pretty cool to play. Our guys couldn't hear anything.
Yes!
Don't lie.
Yes!
Don't lie.
You heard
him,
Connor. I like what you just said. That's a big deal, Liam. You know that's a big deal. Okay, we take a lot of pride in that. We're in that. You saw, I'm on Jumbotron. We're in the pregame. We're in the hit. You take a lot of pride in that.
The quarterback in the middle of a play. It was a
He couldn't hear him. Did you hear him? He said he couldn't hear him. Trevor was making that play himself.
Okay.
That's what he was saying. He said his voice wasn't loud enough.
It was better. Denver was mental. That was absolutely mental. But Indy showed out last weekend, man. They showed out.
Thank you. I appreciate everything you're saying right there. That's very nice. Now, you get a couple massive wins on the road. You win 7 straight games, about to win the AFC South. Obviously, you do something no first-year head coach has ever done in the NFL, and it feels like you still very much have a lot of chips you can stack on all the boys' shoulders. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Coach, as the season has progressed and you guys have been on this win streak, nationally it's kind of been like, okay, well, let's see the Jaguars do it again. And then it was kind of the Denver game. Hey, if they can go on the road and beat them, then we'll see. And you guys beat the shit out of them, and then it gets moved to, hey, let's see them win a playoff game. You guys have obviously used that to your advantage, and it's clear, you don't give a shit that the national narrative isn't really there. But honestly, why do you think that you guys don't get respect nationally as being one of the best teams, not only in the AFC, but in the NFL?
Man, it's a good question. I can't really speak to too much of the history, not knowing, not obviously being here very long. But the one thing I can point to is, we've won a decent amount of games this year. We've done some good things in all 3 phases, and we had 1 Pro Bowler, our long snapper. So it's not really hard to find motivation for these guys. I think they're all competitive within themselves and their peers and the guys they're playing against. And that's an easy one to motivate these guys with.
Look at him just light up, too. Yeah. We like it. You said the other day, I don't know about the narrative, but let's keep it going, please. Let's keep the narrative going. Let's continue to do that. Yeah, we got no Pro Bowlers, of course. Yeah, of course. We got no Pro Bowlers. Everybody stinks on this team. Thank you. If you could continue to say that, we would like every part of it. But it's going to become, I think, in short time, especially with your leadership and Stoner out there, making some plays personnel-wise. You guys seemingly are building the foundation right now for a great run for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I would like to say, as somebody obviously that we played down there, I played down there every single year, and obviously know the Jacksonville Jaguars kind of fan base and operation down there. Shad Khan, the owner, and I'm saying this as somebody who's paid attention, he has tried everything to get people to like the team, for the team to win. I mean, he was going to build a whole city within the city of Jacksonville for the Jacksonville Jaguars if it was going to mean that they were good. And then we see this clip of him at Lucas Oil Stadium after the game. It's like, this is the most casual owner fist bump I think I've ever... Casual, yep, hey, we're going this way. It feels like he is actually around. Like, do you feel his presence? What is he like as an owner? And I would like to say, I'm pumped that he's seeing success because he has put a lot of money into the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, he built 2 pools. Try putting 1 pool in your house, okay? He put 2 pools in a stadium, elevated over things, just to try to get people to come hang out on Sundays to watch the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's like, I'm pretty happy for Shad, and let alone this speech to start it all. We remind the world of this speech basically twice a week. I mean, we have to because we love Shad, and I appreciate the fact that he's having some success. What has it been like working for him and with him, I guess, throughout this entire process?
Yeah, I can't say enough good things about this guy. I mean, Shad Khan gave me an opportunity that, nobody else had ever provided me and my family. And how smart And when you talk to Shad, you learn something every single time you talk to him. And he is extremely present. I mean, he comes in night before, he's at our team meeting, night before the games. We're able to hang out, talk about things moving forward. We meet every Monday and go through it, go through the game, go through what's next. And the amount of support, I think back to London when we lost a really challenging game in London against the Rams. And you're sitting in your locker in your office, and he's in there, and he's just, all he was supportive. All it was, hey, how do we get this thing back on track? It was all solution oriented, and that's all he thinks about. That's all he tries to do is create solutions and an atmosphere for our players that they can go and perform at the highest level. So to be an owner like Shad, it takes so much patience, obviously, and how much he cares about this place. All he wants to do is to win and to have this place be special for these guys.
I think he was getting a lot of pressure to move his team to London by a lot of people because he obviously has a lot of connections over there, and the Jaguars weren't that good. So it was like, hey, you should do this. I think he was actually against it. I think he was like, we're Jacksonville's team. We'll do a couple games over there. We'll certainly call it home because the connections we have over there. But like watching him has been fun. Bumpers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bumpers. Didn't have them. Shad, solution-oriented. Don't we fucking need to maybe just...
He created bumpers?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a...
How old is this guy?
I have no idea, but I know that mustache. I don't know how old that thing is, but every second it's growing more glorious.
Mm-hmm. I know he enrolled at the University of Illinois when he was 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Dog. We're talking like actual dog. And then his yacht, I forget, we saw it on one thing. It's like the biggest you can have, obviously.
350 feet.
Yeah, and then I want to buy a soccer team, I want a football team. It's like, I fucking love this guy. I mean, I do. And then everything he has had to do with the Jags has been like sell on why we could be good. And then now it's like, you guys have turned it around. Congratulations, man. I'm happy for you. Happy for your team. Good luck the rest of the way. And hell, maybe we see you out there in San Francisco at the end of this whole thing. Your team, fun to watch. Congratulations on it all, Coach.
I appreciate you guys having me on again, man.
Hey, thanks for joining us. You know?
Yeah.
We didn't know whenever you were cutting promos on the media, like, oh, we definitely had to have said something at some point that has certainly got in there. And then I see Josh Hines-Allen in person, and I'm like, I hope that I am not on a board of this guy says terrible shit about us. Because in real life, you got to run into these people, you know?
Yeah.
Got to call it how you see it.
Yeah. There's a few of those out there, for sure.
You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Liam Coen.
Yeah, Liam.
I wouldn't want to be that guy with Josh Hines-Allen.
No way.
I'm telling you. It's just a different size. Is that a building on the field? What is it? I had no idea. And then on the other side, Walker, dog, just like.
Yeah, he's a big cuss, too. Big mean cuss.
And they were not playing any games with Phil Rivers. Phil Rivers was trying to do a little something, maybe a little chirping. Yeah, right. I'm not about it. Phil Rivers tries to help up Josh Hines-Allen after the ball throw. Josh, yeah, right. Get the hell out of here. I mean, it is like, we're not here for games. It feels like they are a very dedicated team. Now, do they have enough juice? To his point, he started talking about who all is playing at this point. Do they have enough juice to win the Super Bowl? It's like this year, nobody has a clue who's going to win the Super Bowl, right? That is really the only question. Nobody has a clue who's going to win it. Everybody thought maybe the Rams. Everybody thinks maybe the Seattle Seahawks, but obviously Sam Darnold's always going to get those questions. San Francisco 49ers, is Fred Warner coming back? Do they have enough weapons on the defensive side to go ahead and do this thing? Denver Broncos, Bo Nix playing great ball right now. Defense is obviously defense. Maybe the Broncos are able to do, especially if they're able to get the number 1 seed, which feels like they're probably going to. So, the last question would be the Patriots. It's like, are the Patriots the team that are most likely to get the job done whenever you talk about all 3 phases? And then you think to yourself, well, they got the MVP, right?
Hell yeah.
Do they have the MVP up there in New England? Especially with what happened last night with Matthew Stafford. I saw him throw a couple picks out there. Mm-hmm. I saw him miss a guy. I'll tell you what, you want to win MVP? You can't miss guys on Monday Night Football in Week 17 in Atlanta. I saw people saying this award is as good as Drake May's strictly because of what happened last night. So let's go to a man who's actually going to be doing the voting for who wins the MVP and all the other awards. A member of the Associated Press voting committee for the NFL, live from Hammer Downtown AP Tone. Tone, obviously your voter at Tone Diggs there, Hammer Dahn native. We would like to chit-chat a little bit about these awards that obviously mean a lot to legacy, mean a lot to careers, contracts, everything, you name it. These awards that are voted on by people like Tone Diggs, who is obviously a NFL journalist who reviews all the film and all the numbers every single week. That is no joke. He takes his vote very, very seriously. I think that is something that we would like to get out there because we've seen other voters for other awards in the past basically say somebody's going to have to vote for it, so I might as well do it. Tone takes very, very, very serious. Is everybody okay, by the way?
What the hell was that?
I don't know. I hope everybody's okay.
The deep exhale.
Somebody just,
that was me, I think.
Yeah, okay. That's because how much you were thinking.
Yeah,
I hope
exactly.
you're okay. Jeez Louise. I just heard that and radiate through. I thought somebody might have died.
Yeah.
I did not know. Bruce, you're older. I want to let you know my first thought was to look and see if you were dead or not.
That's good.
I did not because I'm not an ageist. Okay, I would like that to be on the record. I did not immediately look at the oldest guy that we have whenever a sound of a potential last breath a human ever takes goes through the microphone. Okay, I did not.
I think that one was on me.
Okay, all right. Okay, good. All right. So anyways, the AP voter.
You were laying it out pretty well.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you were feeling it and understanding it. But he takes it very seriously is what I'm saying. Looks into all the numbers, understands that it matters at the end of the day. Especially we're talking Hall of Fames right now. It just came out with the finalists. These things are going to be judged against people when you're talking legacy, yada, 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 all of it. The MVP award. Is it as easy for you as a voter? Now, how many voters are there in total? Do you know?
50, I think.
Okay, so 50 total voters. So you were just 1/50th of votes. So like that is 2%.
Like a senator.
Yeah, exactly like a senator. So he can't sway everybody. He cannot speak for everybody, but he can certainly speak for himself. And I assume there's a few others that think the way that you think. Matthew Stafford has that Monday Night Football game this late into the season. It is a two-horse race, everybody's saying, for the MVP. Do you automatically just toss it over to Drake May, or kind of how do you view the entirety? Is it play-by-play, week by week, game by game, or how are you kind of viewing it in total for the MVP of the season?
Personally, I don't think it should be week by week, game by game. It's a season-long award, but as far as the sports books are concerned and the public sentiment are concerned, Matthew Stafford went into last night at minus 300. Right there, you see Drake May right now is minus 400. So that is based off of one game. Now, a lot happened in that one game.
Wow.
Matthew Stafford threw a couple interceptions, so now he's the same interception total as Drake May and things like that. So the stats are more in line. But last night, as far as one game being deciding for the MVP, as far as the odds go, last night was a huge night. Week 17 was a huge Week 17. We saw what Drake May did. He had one of the most historical performances of all time for a single game against the Jets in Week 17. And then Stafford comes out on primetime and puts out what he did last night, not his best game. So as far as the public was concerned and the sports books were concerned, last night was a huge swing as far as the MVP odds are concerned. But as a voter myself, you have to look at the entire season, but last night was a big part of the entire season.
Yeah, it certainly is, especially with heading into the playoff run here in the most important part of football. We put together a tale of the tape here for Tone. Now, Tone didn't necessarily get to pick all of the things in there, but we wanted to put in a tale of the tape between 38-year-old, I believe, Matthew Stafford, or 37, I forget his age, maybe 39, somewhere around there. We got drafted in the same class. Shout out to him. He was pick 1. I was pick 222. D-Butt was pick
41.
Okay, so we're in there. Okay, so we understand and appreciate, he's 37 years old. We understand and appreciate the hell out of Matthew Stafford and what he's doing at 37. And then we got a 23-year-old. A 23-year-old on the other side in Drake May in his second season as a whole. So obviously when you talk about total touchdowns, 42 to 34, you got Matthew Stafford spinning it. Remember, Devontae Adams was just scoring touchdowns literally every single time they got in the red zone, and that was obviously coming from Matthew Stafford. Pass yards, Stafford's got him. 4,448 to 4,203. Rush yards, though, Matthew Stafford's taking some sacks. He's going backwards, okay? And whenever you're prop betting Matthew Stafford rush yards, boy, those kneel downs at the end of games and sacks and everything like that certainly take a big time hit. Drake May, though, 409 yards rushing. This guy can get moving, obviously can get busy. Led UNC in rushing and passing whenever he was there. Total yards, obviously 4,612 now if you do the math, versus 4,446. He actually goes down from his pass yards. Matthew Stafford with the ball in his hands running is actually detrimental to his MVP resume, is what this says. 46-12, then 71% completion for Drake May, which is absurd, by the way. Just so insane. 65 for Stafford, 8 interceptions combined, 3 fumbles for both of them. And then stats versus common opponents. Obviously, this is a big deal because you want to judge them directly against each other. 1,585 yards to 1,545 yards. 14 touchdowns for Stafford. Okay, so he had one more touchdown than Drake, who had 13. But then Drake only had 3 interceptions. Matthew Stafford had 6 interceptions. So we gave the stats win to Drake May. 6-0 versus those common opponents. Drake May, Matthew Stafford 4-2. Division title, obviously the Patriots got it. 13-3 record, they got it. 76.5 QBR, he's got it. Now, strength of schedule.
Whoa.
Worst in the league, Drake May's playing nobody. Matthew Stafford, 6. Now, if you go back up to common opponent, though, Matthew Stafford with the 6th strongest schedule goes 4-2. The 32nd strength of schedule goes 6-0. So there's 2 losses in there that the 32nd strength of schedule didn't get, where the 6th strength of schedule did get. So, I mean, that kind of goes against each other. And are you a tough son of a bitch? Matthew Stafford certainly is. Drake May certainly is.
Yep.
That's the tale of tape we kind of put together. Now, I would like to go to somebody who is obviously going to propaganda for one side of this particular tale of the tape, and a man who is potentially pushing for the tale of the tape to showcase the tone on who should win the MVP. Boston Connor.
Me?
Yeah, second-year quarterback, 23-year-old Drake May, obviously favorite to win the MVP. Absurd situation for the New England Patriots to be in.
Yeah, crazy. Second year, I mean, we went through the list before with both AI and just ourselves. AI was wrong. We are still smarter as humans. Lamar, Marino, Mahomes, Kurt Warner, minus the Barnstormers. It does feel as though no matter what, like Drake May is on a historic pace. It's incredible just to be a fan of him. Now, when you think about that V in the middle of MVP value, and again, I'm making a case for Drake May, obviously. With Devontae and Puka and Kyron Williams, it feels as though a lot of quarterbacks could have success in that offense. Now, to the same token, a lot of quarterbacks could have success against this strength of schedule, but not to the greatest, highest QBR in the history of any single game, not to the 71% completion percentage. Like, things of that nature seem to just be exponentially greater when it comes to the value that Drake May brings. I personally, as a fan of football, do think Matthew Stafford, with his entire resume, the fact that he's never gone an MVP or a first-team All-Pro, like at some point this guy should have deserved it throughout his career. Now, maybe it is this year. For him to lose to a 23-year-old, I think would be nuts just because of how much is left in Drake May's career. But when you're looking at statistically, yes, it is Drake May, but I do think there's other things that go into it, and they have played an incredibly hard schedule.
Vrabel, first couple of years head coaching here, first year with the Patriots. Josh McDaniels, we all just think he's going to be there forever.
Yep.
And then Drake May's 23 years old. So Vrabel's got the defense probably forever. McDaniels and Drake probably got the offense probably forever.
Yeah.
So we're all in it. Now, will a 23-year-old win the NFL's MVP in a league that has Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, amongst Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers still playing, Phillip Rivers playing? Is a 23-year-old about to win it? Joining us now is a guy that says he shouldn't, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
The face of quarterback and football for ESPN as a whole, friend of the program, ladies and gentlemen, Dan Orlovsky.
Dano,
tell us why the 23-year-old should not win over your former teammate and obviously good friend, 37-year-old Matthew Stafford. I would like to let you know, as a draft class member of 2009, I'm pulling for Stafford. I love the dude. I think he's had a fantastic year, but it's outrageous what Drake May has done this year on a football field with this New England Patriots team. What is your kind of takeaway? Because I see you on X kind of flapping your thumbs, letting people know that we need to potentially put a little bit more respect on Stafford in this MVP race.
Yeah, it's very close. And I said that kind of going into last week. It felt close. And then coming off of Drake this weekend, it felt close. And then Matthew kind of laying an egg last night certainly made the conversation even closer. I love the MVP conversation. I love arguing about it. It doesn't mean that you're knocking another person like last year when I got called a lot of different names because I thought Josh over Lamar, even though I praise Lamar.
What were they calling you?
Yeah,
what were they calling you?
What
were they calling you? Just so I know.
Yeah.
What was it?
What was
it? It's when people get in when people get in a line across from each other and try to see who can get from one distance to the other fastest. It's something along that line.
Oh, Dan O, and the O stands for only whites.
Oh, is that what they were saying?
That's what I think they were saying.
Wow, I didn't know they were saying that. That's crazy.
So,
holy shit! Thank God that wasn't us.
Yikes, Dan.
That'd be crazy.
Is it true?
Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
I want to make sure
That's a
that
good question. That's
folks
good journalism.
don't- They will, though.
You can kind of clear the air if you'd like. Is that true, what they were saying about you?
I don't believe it's true. No, I think my actions and my words speak to that. Over
That's
the
cool.
course
That's good
of
to
my
hear.
career.
That's good to hear, Dano.
Dan likes black quarterback.
That's what we heard. That's what I just said.
One vote for him.
Happy butt.
Hell yeah.
That was hilarious.
All right, so I think I would say, one, if I was voting today, I would vote for Stafford.
Oh, fuck you.
Two, I think Drake May's season this year, I really believe is up there with as good a second-year performance a quarterback has had in the NFL. I think it's a lot on par with what Joe did a couple years ago when he took Cincy to the playoffs and to the Super Bowl. This is what I would say. For everybody that continues to point stats to me, okay? And I understand stats, context, all that. You guys all want to talk about stats. You can't, in one hand, talk about the stats, and then the other conversation say, well, who he did it against doesn't matter. Yes, it does. How you acquire the stats and who you acquire those stats against has to be a part of the conversation. And it doesn't mean we have to knock people for it, but it has to provide context in how those stats were acquired. If I went right now and played high school football, I would be ridiculous.
You don't know that.
We don't know. These kids are good. These high schoolers are good now, Dan.
Got to play.
Yeah, but I would be awful. So who you do it against has
Different
to
leagues,
matter.
though, Jay.
Common opponents, right?
Different leagues.
No, I understand it's different leagues, but if you took a quarterback and you played him against Seattle's defense on a consistent basis, and then you took a quarterback and played him against the Jets' defense on a consistent basis,
figured it out.
one quarterback is going to have better stats because of that defense that he's playing against. Or if you took the same quarterback, had to play against Seattle, had to play against the Jets 10 times in a row, you're going to perform better against the Jets than you did against Seattle.
Yeah, common
I
opponents.
understand common opponents, but there's 11 other games.
What if
I
they put
understand
Drake May with
common
Puka
opponents.
Nacua and Devontae Adams? Like we can play this game.
When did they play? When were those common opponents? Was everybody on the opponent healthy? Did everybody?
Oh, so now we're doing that every
That's what
game?
I'm saying. You're
No,
always
you guys
splitting
are
hairs.
doing it.
No,
When
you're
you-
doing it. You're doing it.
You're doing it when you're
All right,
talking.
You're doing it. You're doing it.
Okay, here's another question.
Okay, let's
And
move
this
the
is-
goalposts
this-
again.
These are facts. These are facts.
they?
This isn't Dan being having an agenda. These are facts.
Oh, Dan A. Yeah.
we're
Okay.
talking about-
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
If we're talking about those two specific players, who over the body of the season
Drake May.
has played against an accumulative amount top three pass defenses?
Okay, so
Top
top
three.
How many defenses would crack into the
And
top
accumulation. So if you took all the pass defenses that you play against over the course of these first 17 games, it would equate to a top three. That would be Stafford. If you took all the pass defenses, who would have played against the 32nd? Drake.
So this is
Oh
Drake's
man, I
schedule.
felt like it was Drake May there too. I knew it was coming. He didn't even let me.
So that has to be a part of the conversation. Like it has to be. This isn't a knock on Drake. I just said what he's done is outstanding.
Feels like it.
But I think in the big picture, I'd also say this. The Rams' strength of schedule is I think a .563, which is the highest in, I think, 20 years for a team to go to the playoffs.
To make the playoffs.
Of course.
All right. Well, good luck to your Matthew Stafford, and we hope you get the win. It's a good campaign. You're running a pretty good campaign. I will say you're running a pretty good campaign. Having somebody cook some stuff in a microwave, I believe it was your boy behind you while you're doing it. It's like, hey, Dad's cooking right now. I like that. I like a little symbolism.
It's a good move with the boy.
In the back. Yeah, I think that's good.
Someone went into the microwave?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Eggos,
Maybe
I
get
think.
some buckets of water too while you're back there.
Did you tweet Dan Gump?
Are you saying he's carrying water?
He's holding Stafford's water here.
Jeez, I don't like that. I don't like that they're saying that about you. They're saying it, though, for sure. I don't love it.
What does Stafford winning MVP do for my life?
Well, you're teammates with him. You're in. Obviously, you were.
If he doesn't win MVP, am I going to be friends with him after the day that the vote comes out?
Yeah, but there won't be an MVP party that you get to go to.
Ooh. Oh, MVP parties are
I'm not
so
going
cool.
to an MVP party.
What?
Hate the tension.
Get in that immortal bed with him.
Yeah.
The immortal bed.
Yeah. Dan's got a tweet loaded up too that he's ready to retweet from.
Oh my
either
God.
This summer or at some point when he came on here and said, I'm not worried about Stafford coming in this year. I'm not worried about his back.
Yeah.
Was that right?
Boom. Dart emoji.
Oh my God. The Dan
Was
wagon.
that right?
That's what he's going to say. The Dan wagon strikes again. You tell me. Quote, 37 years old, best arm talent in the history of the NFL. I was lucky to call him a teammate. Still lucky to call him a friend. God bless Matthew Stafford.
I probably texted him twice in the last 8 months.
Whoa! You're so cool, dude.
Whoa.
Holy hell.
Truth
cool.
revealed.
Wow, I didn't know. How many times did you text Drake May?
I don't have Drake's number.
That's what I thought.
That's why. Hold on. Go ahead.
There's a story behind that, but you go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, you say his footwork wasn't good. This guy wouldn't be able to be a good quarterback for maybe 10 years, and his drunk uncle said Dan Orlovsky is not going to.
No, what I want you to do right now is say, guys, America, I just made that up. That's not true. Dan never said that.
It's going to take him the longest to develop.
I kind of did it.
This is what you said.
You kind of did.
You said out of all the quarterbacks, he's going to take the longest to develop. He's got to get his footwork. He's got to do this. He hasn't played enough games.
Yeah, I never said he was. I said he was going to be a great quarterback. I just would sit him for 2 years.
Yes.
What the?
Okay.
Look at this.
Okay. I'm sorry. I said something vastly
Right.
different.
So that's not what I said. Let's get it right.
Okay. All right.
Get it right.
Did you actually say that?
2 years in this climate?
Yeah. Well, he's in his second year. He's winning the MVP.
Gotta make decisions.
But nonetheless, Dan, what we will is that why you don't have his number? Because you said that, and he said, "I'm not talking to this guy for at least 2 years."
No.
No.
Why not then?
What was it? You don't like it?
I'm going to keep it to myself.
That's very cool of you to do that, Dan. I'm proud of you. A lot of things happening. Dan's not racist, and he's keeping stuff to himself.
Well, maybe that's why I didn't give him his number.
I like that. I asked Patriots to sit Drake May and not ruin this talent. All right. So I said 2 years. You said a lot of things, I think, about that particular
I was wrong about that for sitting him. I have come out publicly and said I was obviously wrong with my perspective of sitting him. I've publicly acknowledged that. Yeah.
Well, I hope Drake's family hears that and lets him give him your number. Like that's what I hope happens.
No.
Never forget. Yeah, don't ever forget not the Mays.
Yeah, won the
now
MVP
people are going to think
Orlovsky
hates Drake May.
You do.
Well, you kind of lobbying against him.
Nah, he's white.
That's a good point.
And that's why Drake wouldn't give him his number, though. Because Drake May is kind of all about everybody.
Animal cruelty.
Yeah.
Animal cruelty and racism. Two things Drake May freaking hate.
All right, we appreciate the hell out of you, Dan.
Love you, Dan.
You're the best, Dan. Hey, and I want to let you know who was that?
I believe that was Dan.
Yeah.
That was Dan.
His face was getting warm.
The family. That press conference. The gift that keeps on giving. Family forever and the few will hunt thing. I want to let you know. We've shouted those out because you've taught us about them. They got cool companies. They reach out to us and say thank you for the love and all that stuff. I think you rep good stuff, I think, Dan. I appreciate that. You got good taste in, it seems, brands and humans.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't know how to respond, but thank you. They seem like good people. I don't know them like that, but they seem like good people. So yeah, I'm a fan of the kind of their companies and what they represent, their messages.
Good show last night too. You look.
Oh yeah,
once again, love that shit.
Dan, you're killing it now.
There's a lot getting thrown right now.
Few will hunt. Why not everyone? You know.
Well,
they're not. They don't got it in them. Like
what Dano said though is Stafford's been hunting. Let's go ahead and give him his fruit for his
labor.
Yeah, fruits of his labor.
Bingo.
I mean, guys, just who you do it against.
Yeah. Hour two on the other side. We appreciate you, Dano. Yep.
We have a great Texas boy named John. Okay, what's your last name, John?
John Mactoff.
Have you ever kicked a ball before?
I have.
When?
Growing up, I played soccer. In high school, I kicked kickoffs and onsides.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
All right, so I've never met anybody that just kicked kickoffs and onsides. Does that mean because you couldn't hit the broadside of the barn with the football?
So my junior year, I missed an extra point. We lost to the state champs by 1, and I was removed.
Redemption comes today for you, John. Here's the deal. Redemption is obviously sweet.
Hey, looky here. He's taking his shoes off.
Okay, we're going barefoot. Okay, we got the Texas Tech Red Raiders cheerleader squad, which I believe is the best in the country as well. We got finger guns all over the place. We got phones everywhere trying to witness this moment that you will remember forever. Your kicking story doesn't have to end with a missed extra point, brother. It can end with one kick for $500,000.
I mean, just
$500,000 here in Lubbock, Texas. $500,000, John. One shot. Redemption is sweet. Oh! All right. That's not fun. That is not how I thought this was going to go.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Johnny deserves one more shot at it. Wichita.
John. No.
New ball. We got a new ball.
Yeah, but if you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? $250,000 to you, $250,000 to a charity here in Lubbock. This is your last kick, and this is your last opportunity, maybe in your whole life, to make a kick. You played soccer your whole life. You've kicked balls forever. Swing through the damn thing and put it through the uprights, and don't let Stanford Steve wave this off.
He likes to do that.
Yeah, make this thing pure, John. Good for John. Good for John. Good for John, man.
That was awesome.
Good for John.
Good for John. I knew it. I was doing it.
Hey. You did it, buddy.
John.
Congratulations, John.
Yeah, brother. Good
All
job,
right,
man.
John.
Good job, bro. Hell yeah.
John, come get your big check that you need to take to a big bank because you just made a big kick to change.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. It's Glorious Day, BA Day. December 30th, 2025. Hour 2 of the program begins right now. Football! Hell yeah. It's great cadence. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Super Bowl champion, multiple time Coach BA.
Hey, bro, BA.
Talk Stables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler is here.
Yes,
Bryan
sir.
County Hall of Famer.
That's right.
Tomorrow night, we'll be on the sideline for Ohio State, Miami on ESPN2 Field Pass. Celebrate New Year's Eve with us. Can't wait for it, D-Bud.
Cannot wait. Going to be an outstanding game. I expect an outstanding environment as well.
What do you think the matchup?
I mean, 9.5 is a lot of points. And obviously, I'm biased. I think they match up well. It's going to come down to the quarterbacks, I believe. And I will, going into this game, even though I'm a UM guy, I will give the slight edge to the young quarterback, Julian Sand, over there. But I think it's going to be a battle. My brothers will be in the building, so be excited.
I watched your brothers for 2.5 minutes at your Christmas party, I believe, go from one side of the room all the way to the other to sitting right next to you, debating Ohio State and Miami.
Yep.
It was wonderful. Thank you for putting that entire thing out online. And I'll tell you, it was captivating because you had to listen through a couple other conversations.
Oh, yeah.
I believe I saw your sister there. She had a full conversation with somebody.
Completely separate.
Different convo. behind Darius's brothers who are standing in front of the Christmas tree here. There seemed like a bar or something here. Darius's sister and maybe, I don't know who else. Brother having a full conversation right here. But all you're captivated is these two in the back just going, I don't think so. And it's clear that they're doing something. Then you start catching the audio. You're kind of ciphering out the rest of the room. It felt like I was in there with you. Like I was in the meta universe. That was a special thing to have. Whenever you talk about Ohio State fans, you talk about Miami fans, it obviously goes back to national championship conversations. And that's being referenced and chatted about. And there it is. There it is. You can hear their conversation. There's look, we got a baby and a dad. I don't know if that's dad.
It's my brother-in-law. It's my sister's husband, Jason. That's obviously my niece right there. But yeah, it was just full Christmas Eve celebration going on. So you got brothers, you got families, you got sisters, you got parents, grandparents. But, football is always going to be at the top of the conversation. So, obviously, you can tell how normal this is because nobody's paying them any mind.
No,
at all. A full-on back-and-forth debate. My older brother on the left, Big Mitch, who you guys met, he's lifelong. He was born and raised in Miami, so he's lifelong.
At round
Hurricanes fan. Yep, we saw him down at round 1 at Texas A&M. And then my Denzel is just, he's my second to youngest brother. He's just an antagonist. So, he doesn't really have his team. He doesn't root for Florida State, doesn't root for Miami. He just wants to be on the opposite of whatever the conversation is. But he knows ball. He knows ball. He knows what he's talking about. So, yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your Christmas party there. And I appreciate the fact that we're going to be on the sideline. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who won a national championship. In that national championship between Ohio State and Miami, has a tree on Ohio State's campus. And tomorrow night will also be on the sideline celebrating his New Year's Eve, watching his Buckeyes get their first win, potentially, of this year's college football playoff. Ladies and gentlemen, college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, A.J. Hawk. Hawker, obviously, down in Miami, they like the team that they have. They appreciate the opportunity. And they've been talking about what happened in that national championship a little bit, but also talking about how the U is back, and this is a team that can do it. They got the moxie, they got the swagger, they got the physicality. And Coach Cristobal, he'll fight anybody, I think, if he has to, for the entirety of the U. Obviously, we're boots on ground for Miami, Texas A&M. Tomorrow night, getting our eyes on Ohio State for the first time. What are your thoughts on the game, AJ, that we're going to be lucky to be there for?
Yeah, I think D-Butt's right. Obviously, we'll see who wins the quarterback battle between these two great quarterbacks. But I think, like old school football, this game is going to be won in the trenches. We watched Miami's O&D line play very, very well, I feel like, against Texas A&M in round 1. So I think that's where this game is going to be won. Honestly, if Miami and Fletcher can run the ball downhill like they were able to against A&M, it could be a tough day for Ohio State. So obviously they got to worry about stopping that run first.
How do people in Columbus feel? Obviously haven't seen the Buckeyes since losing to Indiana in the Big Ten championship. What is the mindset? Like, this is the only ball that matters now? Who cares about everything else? Or how is Columbus feeling?
Yeah, I think so. I think, okay, here we go. Our season has officially started, kind of. Like, this is what we do. This is what the plan is. Let's go be the first-time team, like in the college football playoff era, to go back-to-back national championships. We know what we watched them on the run last year. We know what has to go right and how difficult that can be to go win that many games against unbelievable opponents. So, yeah, I think it's squaring up to be an awesome matchup, even though Ohio State is, 9.5-point favorites right now?
Yeah, 9.5 is a lot of points. Let's go to Hammer.
Dahn.
Is it 9.5 because of what happened against Oregon last year, Tone? And what's the percentage of bets on who for that particular game? That feels like a lot of points.
So I'm looking right now, 60% of the bets are on the Hurricanes, I assume because of the amount of points. And yeah, I just think it's because Ohio State's been one of the two best teams in the country all season long. They have the best defense in the country going up against that Miami offense. I just think the books are respecting Ohio State and how good they are. I don't think it's anything against Miami. I think it's just the respect that Ohio State has. And they've kind of got a chip on their shoulder again coming into this playoffs, and we saw what happened last year when that happened.
Yeah, you talk about the books respecting Ohio State. They have them to be the favorites to win the national championship as a whole. They just lost to Indiana. Indiana's still in the tournament. So that's how the books feel like, well, not again. If they were to play, that is how they feel. But also, I think the books go the way the bettors go. I think a lot of bettors, Ohio obviously legalized, but a lot of bettors, I think, trust Ohio State as well because of the juggernaut, and we've seen them do it in the past. Tomorrow night's going to be special. I am so pumped to be there for this one. We weren't supposed to be at this one. Found out we could potentially be at this one. Shout out to Foss and everybody. And we're like, yeah, we would definitely love to do that. Let's see if we can. They make it happen. Shout out to everybody at the Cotton Bowl for allowing, like, literally everything that took place. Cannot wait for that on ESPN2. And the entire college football playoff should be great. We'll revisit that in about 10 minutes when Coach Saban joins us, because obviously we'll be off Wednesday, Thursday, and we'll see him at the Rose Bowl. AJ, let's talk about last night with the Rams and the Falcons. What's your big takeaway from the Rams losing again on the East Coast? Coach BA brought up, hey, they lose in Philly, they lose in Carolina, they lose in Atlanta. Feels like East Coast trips could potentially be problematic for the Rams. Is that something that's fixable? Is that real? And what are your thoughts on them starting so slow against this Falcons team, and the Falcons inevitably getting a huge win for their entire program?
Yeah, I mean, you can't make a West Coast to almost East Coast trip and turn the ball over 3 times and let Bijan Robinson run all over you, catch it, break so many tackles. What is the stat? 190 some of his yards were after contact. Like that's unheard of. This was fun to watch actually in real time. Like watching this happen was crazy. He doesn't even look like he's trying, and Bijan just outruns everyone. He's a special, like, generational type player. And obviously the Rams, they knew that going in, but hey, executing the plan to actually stop the guy is one thing. You can have a great plan, but you got to make tackles. Look, I mean, they have him 3-4 yards deep, and all of a sudden the guy turns into 25-yard run.
Yeah, since ESPN began tracking the yards after contact, 190. Saquon had 168 in 2019. Adrian Peterson had 167. Derrick Henry 164, and Jonathan Taylor 159 this year against Atlanta. So Atlanta's good to see them back on the right side of this particular stat. I saw Adrian Peterson say, "We couldn't let him get 5 more yards. What are we doing? We couldn't let him get 200 yards." He said 200 yards is that's a huge thing for a running back. Rare. He was at 195, and Adrian Peterson was not happy. Like the video was like very much like, what are we talking about here? Because Adrian has 6 200-yard games in his career, which is good for second. Derrick Henry just passed him with 7 200-yard games. So Derrick Henry, we think about his entire great career already, he only has 7 200-yard games. Okay, getting 200 yards is outrageous. The amount of yards and carries and everything that has to go right, and tackles, everything that has to go in there. Adrian Peterson, like, I only got it 6 times. All we remember is Adrian Peterson just running through people. He's got the 206 times his entire career. So he saw one last night for Bijan and was like, hey, what are we doing here? Like, we need to let this thing happen. Bijan didn't care, obviously, in the moment. They get a win. But I appreciated AP saying, like, this dude's real. Like, let's go ahead and, make sure we understand that as a whole.
I definitely appreciate that from AP. I understand it, obviously being in that kind of small fraternity. And I also get it from the Falcons standpoint, too. I'm not sure who kept mentioning it in the booth, but I think Algier had fumbled all year long, or basically never fumbled. So you're in a situation in the game, especially with the Falcons, who Bijan has had a couple fumbles, untimely fumbles. So you put in a more sure-handed running back. We know how important the ball is. The ball is the program. So I understand it from their standpoint as well, but definitely understand what AP is saying. You only get so many opportunities. Second to last game of the season, he had an unbelievable day. Why not let him at least try to get 200?
Benjamin Solak put out a great stat. Bijan is at 2,195 scrimmage yards. He needs 89 more across tonight in Week 18 to clear Saquon Barkley's 2,283 from last season for most scrimmage yards for any player over the last 6 seasons. Special year, obviously not great for the Falcons, though. So you'd be talking about him potentially in MVP conversation if they were a team that was going to be making the playoffs or a part of the NFC South championship convo. What are your thoughts on the Atlanta Falcons as a whole, as an organization? Obviously, they get a huge win like that. That can change or maybe dampen the outrage for moving on from Raheem? Or do you think that there's going to be call for change in Atlanta? And what do you think the future looks like for them?
No, I think patience is the key. The way they're playing down the stretch, big win in Tampa, they strung it together, look great in Monday Night Football. They're a very talented football team. I thought starting the season they were the most talented team in the NFC South. Now, again, that inconsistency has to go. You can't lose 30-0 to Carolina and then come back and beat the Rams. There's got to be some consistency. Some of it was Michael Penix, who I love. I think he's going to be a great one. Kirk Cousins, healthy again. Great backup, can come in and service you and win a game like this. So, I think the Falcons are in a position right now, just be patient. And another team I would think is the Indianapolis Colts. Be patient. Yeah. You're very, very close.
Okay.
All right, don't let 1 or 2 injuries run you out of the whole damn thing and start all over again.
It's getting loud up here,
Oh, yeah.
It's getting loud everywhere. It sounds like you think, though, Chris and Shane, we're close. You got to sign Daniel Jones.
I mean, you're 8-1, and then a bunch of shit happens,
every year.
But yeah, it's I thought they made some good moves going down the stretch. It didn't work out. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But
you think we need sage at least? Isn't that what sage like?
Yeah, wards off the evil spirits and whatnot. Yeah.
Sage, right? That's what it's called. Mm-hmm. It is a herb, a
correct.
plant.
Kyrie Irving.
Yep.
I believe since he's saged. He's a big sager. Yeah, he saged court. So you're saying the Colts just need sage, not a full turnover, because there's something in that building. Every year there's valid excuses for why the team is ass. I mean, you go back to Andrew Luck literally retiring 14 days or 17 days or 9 days, whatever it was, before the season. And then they're chasing literally from that moment, seemingly, with Band-Aid, Band-Aid, Band-Aid. Phil Rivers took us to the playoffs. Shout out to him. That was in 2020. But other than that, it's just like, we've paid everybody. This is like guys are in their second contracts with the Colts here and haven't won, really. And every year there's valid reasons. Now, allegedly there was a lack of professionalism there in the building for a while, so maybe that was leading to them getting unlucky. It's crazy how that type of stuff kind of goes hand in hand. But you're saying, like, at least give it, especially because Danny Dimes feels like we found what the quarterback should be or should look like, but he won't be back for beginning of season, so we have to figure that whole thing. It just feels like a tough.
To me, it's like, okay, go back 8 weeks. Everybody's excited as hell. I mean, jumping out of the building. And you can't lose sight of that. All right, it wasn't 1-8. Now you clean it up, blow it up.
But it's about to be, though. I think hopefully we get one. Yeah. I think we've lost 7 straight now, or 6 straight losses.
That's tough.
Same thing's happened in Tampa.
Yeah, what happened to Tampa, you think?
Your guess is as good as mine. All of a sudden we can't make a play to win a game, and we got veterans busting coverages, giving up 80-yard touchdowns in critical moments. Baker, I don't think, is totally healthy, and all of a sudden the interceptions are back. So those things lead to really bad play. But I don't think they'll make a change, and I don't think the Falcons will make a change. And to me, I hope the Colts don't make a change because I think they're close.
Okay, so you're saying sage in the Colts and Bucks.
Yeah, a little crown, too.
That's hilarious. Okay, let's get back to some conversation about college football. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is the greatest college football coach of all time, a man who we've seen become an absolute superstar on College Game Day, and his business is good. Business is good. We just acquire a little bit of the Nashville Predators. We got a little Toyota-thon going on down here in Birmingham. Mm-hmm. We got a little bit of Ferrari down here in Miami. We got a little Mercedes-Benz over here. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe the greatest leader in the history of leading people and things, Coach Nick Saban.
Yeah, Coach!
How you doing?
Thanks, Pat. Full of shit, like always.
Okay, all right. We're talking about dealing cars, selling cars. Those are the people that are full of shit. I think we moved some Toyotas the last time when you were down there in Birmingham. When that screen goes full and you got Toyota-thon poster here, you got a picture of Lexus down here. Yeah. You got another one over here. One of the funniest moments in the history of our show. Literally, you going, I'm not trying to sell nothing. Don't you worry about that. And Foxy back there cuts to a full screen. And it is literally you sitting in a Toyota-thon commercial. Maybe one of our greatest moments. But every conversation we have with you is obviously spectacular. We appreciate you joining us here. College football playoffs, we're down to 8 now. Tomorrow night in the Cotton Bowl, Miami, Ohio State. We haven't seen Ohio State since the loss in the Big Ten championship. Obviously, it's a long layoff. Miami gets that huge win over Texas A&M in one of the windiest game I've ever been a part of. I don't know what everybody else in the history of football would say, but the win certainly changed everything about how that game was going to go and went. What are your thoughts on Ohio State having a big layoff and maybe Miami riding some momentum, or how do you kind of view both these teams before the Cotton Bowl?
I was always concerned in college football when you had a big layoff between games and how you manage that with your team. And there were many times when I didn't do it the right way and we didn't play very well. And, later in the career when we kind of made it a one-game season, it worked out better. I don't know how Ohio State's done that. But I will say this from this standpoint. I think Miami's going to have to do more on offense to beat Ohio State. They really played in the bag against Texas A&M. They played really good defense, and they just ran the ball. But I think against Ohio State, it's going to be a little different story in terms of how they're going to have to score more points, make some explosive plays, sort of run the ball, but then have play action passes and attack down the field. some to try to create some explosive plays. They got the quarterback to do it. I think they're going to have to score more points to be able to beat Ohio State because it's a tough matchup against the Buckeyes now with the receivers they got, Julian Sayin. They struggled to run the ball a little bit against Indiana, but they still can make a lot of explosive plays.
Go ahead, Age.
Yeah, Coach, what are you going to, for this Ohio State offense, I guess, what would you be watching early? What do you think the key is for this offense to have success against the Miami defense? We know firsthand how good this Miami defense can be, especially how big and physical their D-line is.
I think that I was surprised that Ohio State couldn't run the ball a little bit more consistently or against Indiana. And I think when you can run the ball just good enough, and I'm not a conservative guy. Everybody thinks I'm a conservative guy because I was a defensive coach. But if you watched us play at Alabama, we sort of changed with the times and got out of being conservative. And I think that that's one of the things that, if you can run the ball a little bit and you have the kind of skill guys and a quarterback that Ohio State has, they can give you a lot of problems and a lot of headaches in terms of how do you stop that defensively. And Miami plays pretty simple on defense. So if they can block the pass rushers and let Julian Sayin operate, I think there'll be holes in the back end that they can take advantage of. So I still think Ohio State's got one of the best offensive teams in the country.
Okay, so let's talk about that offense. Somebody's got new keys. Maybe they walked into Birmingham Toyota-thon and picked up a new car. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, obviously, head coach Ryan Day has called a bunch of plays in his time, but he's taking over play calling duties now from Brian Hartline. What's the difference between the two, you think, and how different of a challenge is this for a head coach on a big stage like this, calling plays again?
Well, I don't know that. It's Ryan Day's offense, and that they sort of transitioned, last year a little bit with the coordinator that they had, and they took some of that stuff, and Ryan Day applied it. I don't think it's going to be a big issue because he's an offensive guy. He's used to calling plays. He's called plays a lot before. I don't think it'll be a problem. Now, I will say this. I had to call defenses once as a head coach because the defensive coordinator had some struggles and got marbles in his mouth and couldn't spit shit out when we were playing. And it was a burden for me. I was always helpful in the planning of what we did on defense, especially some on offense and special teams. But, man, it was hard for me to do that and call defenses and still be the head coach once I got used to not having to do it. So I think it wouldn't be a big problem because it's only been a little while since, Ryan Day has done it.
Yeah, you feel like it affects the rest of your leadership and game management and situational awareness and player relations and everything like that? Is that what you're saying?
That's what it did for me, in a not a great way. Because you got to really stay focused on what you're doing. I mean, there's two kind of preparations for a game. You got the preparation of, okay, here's the game plan. Here's what we want to do. All right, now when Thursday and Friday comes before the Saturday game, now I got to start thinking about how am I going to implement this stuff and how am I going to call this game? Well, when you just help in the planning part, you don't really have to go through that. And toward the end of the week, you're more involved in, okay, what am I going to talk to the team about? What do I want to emphasize? What do I want to say? I always had quarterback meetings on Thursdays and Fridays, so I could talk to the quarterbacks about what we had to do to win, what the plan was, how we're going to execute it. All those things start getting affected, and it was just hard for me.
Did you guys win?
Yeah.
That guy go back calling plays again after that game? He figured it out?
No.
He's probably head coach.
Oh, you were the greatest. Yeah, you got all the coaches in the playoff are basically your coaches. Now, on that note, let's pivot away. Actually, hold on, one final question. Coach B.A. wants to hit the Ohio State team in a massive storyline that could develop through the playoffs. Go ahead, Coach.
Nick, this goes back probably with you and Bill, but Matt Patricia's defense seems to be very, very complicated. Having played against him, it's really not, but he gives that illusion of being so complicated. I think this could be a huge problem for Carson Beck. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I think the first thing it's going to be is, they end up in what is double sync, which you know what that is as a coach, but they're playing zone, they're playing 6 buzz, they're playing 3 buzz. they got two big guys on the edges, one linebacker in the game, and some DB, usually Kalen Downs, coming down in the box. So it's hard to run against them. But then they do a great job of disguising those looks and playing really good pass defense and coverage from the same look. So that was my point earlier talking about Miami is I think they're going to struggle to run the ball against Ohio State the way they play defense. Matt Patricia's scheme is, outstanding, and it's not really that complicated, to your point, but it is hard to run against. So if they can't mix it up and make some plays down the field, I think they're going to have a hard time. Now, Ohio State's got a good secondary too, and they got some good coverage, packages that they do from disguised looks, which confuses quarterbacks, and they rush well enough. So I think it's going to be a challenge for Miami to move the ball and score points.
We're going to be lucky enough to be there, and then obviously we'll fly over to California for game day at the Rose Bowl, 6 a.m. local time, Coach. 6 a.m. local time. And I guess it's going to be raining.
Monsoon.
Yeah, it's going to be raining out there. Can't wait to see you out there. Going to be a blast. And then we got, obviously, Rose Bowl taking place. Huge game. Huge game. Crazy line if you would have pointed out about 3 years ago for a football game. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Coach, two guys you're very familiar with, Cignetti and DeBoer. How do you think, this matchup goes for both of them? What do you think each coach is kind of focusing on? And then for yourself, kind of with this game, your last game was the Rose Bowl. How much around the actual football game do you have to try and keep out from the team just because, granddaddy of them all? There's a lot that goes into the Rose Bowl, the parade, all that type of BS that isn't actual football. How hard is that to keep that out of the locker room and from the team?
Yeah, well, I think all kind of distractions are, a challenge this time of year, especially with the calendar being like it is. You got a lot of distractions at these bowl games. You also got the portal coming up on the day after the game, so you got players thinking about that. You got coaches leaving to go other places. I mean, there is a tremendous amount of distractions, but I think the key to the drill is how mature is your team about handling disruptions? I think that's really important this time of year for all the teams that are in the playoffs because the attention the media gives it as well as all the other things that are going on. So our team, we played in 2009 against Texas in the Rose Bowl. It was a great experience for us. It was different. Players stayed pretty focused, played a pretty good game. And then we played Michigan in my last game there in the playoffs and lost in overtime. But, that's a great atmosphere to play a game in. So if you're a competitor, you really love playing in situations like this, stadiums like this, games like this that have significant meaning in terms of the outcome and what your opportunities are to win a championship. And so it was always great for us, and I think it'll be great for these two teams, and it's going to be interesting. I was so impressed with Indiana's defense against Ohio State. I didn't think they could play as physical as they played, and that could be a problem for Alabama because they struggle to run the ball. You make the game one-dimensional for, Ty Simpson. That could be an issue. And because Indiana's going to score some points now, they got too good of players with Mendoza and the receivers they got, their ability to run the ball, the balance. And Kirk Cignetti to me does a great job. Their team does not beat themselves very often, so you got to beat them, and it's going to be a challenge, I think.
Fernando, I'm just watching these spirals. He throws darts, and he's 6'4", 6'5". And then you hear him speak. He is. It's been unbelievable kind of watching the rise of Fernando Mendoza as a whole. And Indiana. And Coach Saban, you even mentioned it. It's like, I think whenever Oregon was playing Indiana, and obviously Oregon way out there, not in a Big Five city or a top five city in the, you get it. Like Oregon's so way out there. But we've seen Oregon be good at football for a long time. I think you even mentioned it, like, it's hard for me to wrap my mind at the early in the season around Indiana being good at football still. I think that's for a lot of people, man. Like, I think that's for a lot of people. Obviously, we're here in Indiana and watching the excitement of the Hoosiers, in which there are many around everywhere here in Indiana for this football team. It's still very much like a happy, jovial surprise. Like, they don't, it's crazy that this is happening for them, but I don't think they're the only ones. I think the college football world thinks it as well. Whenever you think about the story of Indiana and what they've been able to accomplish, it would be special in the Rose Bowl to get a win over Alabama, Coach Saban. You know, and do you think Alabama understands that too? Like, hey, we're Bama still. This is still Alabama. And for Indiana, it's like even the fans of the Hoosiers are like, this is just all crazy. We're pumped. We're loud. We're supportive. I guess flights out to California are all Hoosiers flying out for the Rose Bowl. It's obviously going to be, they're going to be massively represented out there. They're super supportive. But it's all a surprise to them. You think Bama understands what this would mean for an Indiana Hoosiers like entire program, not just like this particular game? Does that make sense, Coach?
Yeah, it makes absolute sense. You know, the guys I play golf with, we're on the first tee, and the guy looks at me and says, you know, we should be able to beat Indiana. That should be a win for us. And I said, what are you talking about? I said, Indiana's got a really good team. He says, I just can't get around my head that it's football, that they're really good in basketball, but not in football. I said, you better get it in your head because they've been good last year and they're really good this year. I said, did you watch them beat Ohio State and how physical they played? So to your point, I think in the outside world, away from Indiana, people still don't have the proper respect for Indiana. Now, I'm not saying that's true for Alabama's football team. I know their coaches have respect, and I know the players have respect, and I know they know it's going to be a very, very challenging matchup for them. But I'm just saying from a fan perspective, because, you know, fans just, they don't look at the game, you know, from a technical standpoint like we all do. And Indiana is a damn good team, and I just think on a national level, people still don't see them as a great team that they are.
It's crazy what Cignetti's been able to do. I mean, it's crazy in the players, in the evaluation of the transfer portal. Like, not because you said it very early in this entire transfer portal process. You spend the money on the wrong guys.
Shit out of luck.
That's a Nick Saban quote from like week one of him on College Game Day through his transfer portal. And it has lived up to be very true in a lot of different situations. But if you spend the money on the right guys, which Cignetti has proven to be able to do here now in back-to-back years, having to reflip his roster, even though the defense have some staples that have been around, it's like he hits, like he's been hitting in his talent evaluation, which is a massive ordeal. And I think that bodes well for their future after he just signed a massive deal to keep him in Indiana. And to your point about the national kind of argument and the guys you're golfing with, they're not the only ones. Let's go to Hammer. Dahn. What's the percentage of public bets in this Rose Bowl game?
73% are on Bama. And I think that goes to exactly what Coach is saying about the national perception of IU still as a football team.
Okay, let's go to Oregon, Texas Tech. What's the percentage of bets for that one there, Tone? Because
50-50.
50-50. Okay, that's good for Texas Tech now. Coach, let's talk about Texas Tech a little bit. Obviously taking on a great Oregon Ducks team. We're big fans of Coach Lanning. Obviously, we're big fans of the Ducks. They're favored by 2.5, taking on a Texas Tech Big 12 championship team. Now, when you think about this Texas Tech squad, what are your thoughts? Obviously, we got to see them live and in person. The trenches are big. They're strong. They're explosive. They have all the backing in the world. And they, alongside Indiana, were able to utilize the NIL and the transfer portal era to create magic down there. And it feels like they're making the right decisions. What are your thoughts on Texas Tech and Oregon? And how about Texas Tech being the home team and getting a bye in a 12-team playoff in 2025?
Yeah, well, I think Texas Tech's one of those teams that just seems like they have the right chemistry, you know, as a team. But I tell you what, their defense, that front seven they got really good linebackers. They got a really good front four. They got two really good rushers, 31-9. And, you know, to me, that's going to be the key to the game. How does their front seven on defense match up with Oregon's offensive line, and how can they affect Dante Moore? Because, you know, Oregon's got great skill guys. They make a ton of explosive plays. Can you affect the quarterback in a way that you minimize the explosive plays and how he can get to the back end of your defense? And I think that'll be a real key in this game. Now, the other issue I have is Oregon's defense played 95 plays against JMU and gave up 34 points. Now, you know, our players here, when we had all these great skill guys, Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, Smitty, I say, you guys are scoring too fast. You know, I'd be on the sideline saying we're scoring too fast because the defense is out there the whole time. That was the issue in this game for Oregon's defense. They scored so fast in the game, I couldn't believe they even had the ball when you watched the film. There'd be 7 minutes to go. It was one score. 6 minutes to go. Oregon scored again, and the defense was out there again. They played 95 plays. They scored too fast on offense.
Who's going to slow him down?
Believe that shit?
Is Lanning going to slow him down? Is he going to tell him we can't be doing that, Coach? How's that usually work out whenever you're telling the offense not to do what they're supposed to do?
Well, they knew I was just kidding. They used to get on me about that, that they were scoring too fast. Now, I know you got Bruce Arians there, and he totally disagrees that the
Totally.
Hey, if we can score, let's score, brother. Let's go ahead and run it up in that.
Score when you can score. But it was a problem because Oregon's defense looked like they got tired in the second half of that game. I mean, 95 plays they played in that game.
Yeah, and then Lanning also got tired of seeing his defense out there. He put his ones back out. They rested some players. All of a sudden, they see something happening. Then he goes ahead and puts guys back on the field. We talked to him about it afterwards. Yeah, there's a standard. There is a standard that needs to be upheld. Guys have their shoes untied on the sideline. We won a college football playoff game in Autzen. Shout out to us. The second team goes in, third team guys go in. All of a sudden, JMU's walking down the field scoring. Then Lanning goes, nope, not doing this. Get your ass back in there. You motherfuckers. You guys get an opportunity one time. You get a chance to go back out there. I think Lanning gets a win over JMU, a home playoff game win over JMU, and is pissed coming out of it. That's good for Dan Lanning, I think. Texas Tech, obviously, they have a mature team, a lot to pull from. It feels like you have a bunch of motivated teams, which is why I think we're going to have a great quarterfinal of the college football playoff. Let's talk about some other college football news that happened since the last time we chatted. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Coach, I think a lot of people were surprised when Michigan hired Kyle Whittingham, just with how quickly it came together, because all we were hearing was, hey, if Alabama gets beat by Oklahoma, they're going to go after Kalen DeBoer, and that's going to be a done deal. And then you look at him being 66 years old and not really having any ties to Michigan. But it seems like a lot of Michigan fans were pleasantly surprised with this, maybe just because he's going to stop the bleeding quick and you're not going to have a mass exodus of talent on your team. When you look at this whole situation, were you surprised that Kyle Whittingham got this job? And given the circumstances, do you think this is the best possible scenario for Michigan?
Well, I don't know about best possible scenario, but I think it's a good fit at a good time with a guy that has a proven track record and a process of winning at Utah, which is not one of the premier jobs in the country, and he's done a fabulous job there. He's smart, he's tough, he creates a good culture in his organization, and that's what they need at Michigan right now to settle down from all this, BS that they've had go on. And I think he's the right kind of guy to do that. I really do. I mean, I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. And, 66, I got 8 years on the guy. I mean, come on. He's a young man.
Okay, I agree. He is a young man. Same with Campbell. He's a young man. But it feels like they at least know who they are, right? They know exactly what they're looking for and who they are, which is certainly a bonus whenever you're hiring. Like Matt Campbell to Penn State, I thought was a good hire because Matt knows exactly who he is. He knows Whittingham, I think, knows exactly who he is. I think that is something that's a benefit in this day and age, or do you think that may be detriment for the late hire?
No, I think it's great. I think what people don't realize is coaches that do more with less, which I think, Kyle did at Utah. I think Campbell did at Iowa State. They don't have all the resources to have the best players. I went through that a little bit at Michigan State. LSU wasn't very good when I went there. They were 3-8. And you learn how to, maximize what you have. So then when you do get good players, which now they're going to have an opportunity to do in better situations, and they're going to coach them and develop them the way they need to and be able to evaluate and recruit the right kind of guys, they're going to have success.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that's what the Michigan people are saying too. It's like, yeah, at least we know a guy that wants what he wants. Like, we know exactly who this guy is. And Bryce Underwood, quarterback that they paid a lot of money for, obviously this first year didn't end up what they wanted it to be, but maybe another year of development, especially with Whittingham. He had, who was that quarterback that was at Utah for 7 years? Cam
Rising.
Mm-hmm. Cam Rising.
Still got a year.
He was there for a long time. I think he was fighting for another year. Yeah.
He got another year?
Maybe 2. You don't know.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know.
This is ridiculous.
Does anybody know? When are you going to figure it out, Coach? When are you going to figure it all out, Coach? When are you going to do it?
Just CDL.
I got it figured out. Nobody will listen. So, what are you going to do? I mean, we got to have, some kind of antitrust exemption. You got to get the political parties together on it. I think the college people have to get over the fact that, a graduate student can be a graduate assistant, get paid, is not an employee. So players don't have to be employees. And these graduate students have representation. You call it a union if you want, but it's restricted on what they can negotiate for. They can't say, I have a lab that takes 10 hours and I'm going to go on strike, so we only have to go 6 hours. You can't do that. And you do the same thing in football. Put some restrictions and determine what you can and can't negotiate. Shouldn't be anything that has anything to do with athletic development. We already have those restrictions, 20 hours a week, whatever it is, that practice time. So there's a way to do this that satisfies both parties, that gives cover to both groups so that we can move forward. And, I got killed in the Wall Street Journal for saying things like college football is messed up. But the thing about it is everybody just looks at the playoffs have created tremendous interest in college football. There's a whole bunch of teams now that have a chance to get in the playoffs. There's more interest than ever, higher TV ratings and all that. But the underbelly underneath that is not really good. It's not really good for the development of players. It's not really good for all the sports that we try to sponsor in college. And I think we got to decide, do we want to be, a professional developmental league, or are we really going to have college athletes who go get an education and develop value for their future as they're playing and making money? I want them to make money. I think they should make money, but there should be some restrictions on how they go about doing it. And the movement is as big an issue, to me, a bigger issue than even the money. Everybody being able to transfer all the time. That's not a good thing. Now we even got a basketball player going to Baylor after he played in the NBA. You heard me say this before. We're going to have a quarterback get drafted by the New York Giants. He's going to be playing for Penn State. What about that?
It's a house of cards, you're saying. It's a house of cards.
Calipari and Izzo are blowing me up. I'm not even a basketball guy.
Telling you need to figure it out. Yeah, you need to figure it out. That's what we're all saying, is you need to figure it out. And also, when J.J. Watt put out a tweet about a tackle, the Bears made a tackle the other night where somebody was saying, and J.J. Watt was like, you've never made a tackle before. Like, that is impossible. And people are telling J.J. Watt that he was wrong about tackling. Mm-hmm. I respect the Wall Street Journal telling you're wrong about your thoughts about college football. Think about the gall that takes to be like, the greatest of all time, doesn't know shit. Let's go ahead and expose that. And then on the internet, that's giving a lot of people some Twitter thumbs. It's like, J.J. Watt, tackling? Yeah, right.
Shut up.
You don't know shit. It's crazy time, but you need to not listen to any of that. You need to continue to forge the river, okay? And continue to try to make things right. We will obviously be as loud as possible for you, but also I think everybody, Calipari and Izzo included, are like, hey, there's only one guy that can really probably get the attention of all these people that we need to get the attention of, and it's Nick Saban. So good luck at that, dude. Good luck with that. We appreciate you doing that.
I want you to know you're my inspiration. So thank you for that.
Well, you're my inspiration, Coach. We love you, man. We'll see you in California.
All right, buddy. Look forward to it. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Coach.
Hey.
See you next year.
All right, we love you. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Saban.
He loved that one.
D-Bud hit Tim McAfee with one of those this morning.
Oh, I feel so good.
It was the first one in the office. It was the first one I'd heard, to be utilized for the 2026 New Year. And boy, it hit.
Yep. I forgot.
Forgot
about
God.
that one.
Yeah. Tim on his way out this morning. D-Bud, see you next year, Tim. And it was like, oh. That was it. So make sure you have that in the back pocket if you're watching right now. If nobody in your area has utilized it, make sure you find the right time, because we actually won't see Coach Saban until Thursday, which will be the new year. Can't use it on somebody you're going to see tomorrow, because tomorrow's not the new year. Has to be Thursday and beyond. Drop that shit. Be the first one to do it. It's a good time to use it right now.
Thoughts on that? When do you stop saying Happy New Year?
Interesting.
January 2nd.
No.
What?
What if you see somebody for the first time January 6th?
January 10th. January 10th.
Jeez.
I think you're good for whenever. If you see someone you haven't seen in a long time, you see them in July, tell them Happy New Year.
You're right.
Why not?
You're right, Ty.
I think July it's been a good. I hope it's been a good year.
It'll stretch.
Don't you think?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
7 months?
You haven't seen this person for a long time.
If you haven't seen him,
you
though.
don't know.
Yeah,
I
you haven't seen him.
Hope it's been a Happy New Year.
Yeah, if you hit him with a Happy New Year and it hasn't been, though, hey, Happy New Year. Oh, yeah? My freaking life has exploded in the last 6 months.
You know what you do in that situation?
What's that?
Okay, nice. Haven't seen you in a long time. I don't plan on seeing you for a long time. Like, figure it out.
Happy rest of the year.
That's not what I was looking for with this conversation. I was trying to be polite. You're going to be a dickhead back. Take a hike, pal.
That's fair.
Yeah, kind of right. I get it.
July's 5 months from the new year.
Correct.
It's further down the road.
7.
And you say, if I don't see you, have a happy New Year. You tell them in July. If I don't see you before that,
these are very, this is someone who you didn't plan on seeing. They maybe catch you by surprise. You certainly don't.
What is it, July? What, late July, 28th?
No, say like around July 4th.
Oh,
if you're not saying Happy 4th of July,
well, no, you can squeeze that in too. You bump into someone who you really don't want to see, you really don't want to talk to, but maybe they come up to you and they start bothering you. Hey, Happy New Year. How you doing? Yeah, Happy 4th of July as well. See you next year.
Okay.
Boom.
Hey, I missed it first 7 months.
Exactly.
Happy New Year, dude.
Guarantee. Someone do that. Try it this year. Whoever you see and whoever you're talking to, they will appreciate it.
I feel like July is a little bit too far down the road, but I like that you're still doing it. Yeah. I like it. I think anytime in the first 5 months, May, up through May, I think you can maybe
sure.
sneak.
Well, so we'll cut it off at May Day. Give someone a May Day basket. Hey, Happy New Year.
Cinco de Mayo.
I can say happy 4th of July, though. Like, if I see someone January 8th, I don't have to say Happy New Year. I can say, hey, if I don't see you, have a good 4th of July.
Certainly.
You do that with Easter as well.
Yeah, I run into people, and I find out it's their birthday, and I certainly have never wished them a happy birthday in the past. I say, I'd like to wish you a happy birthday for this year and all the years that I missed, and probably next year as well. I have dropped one of those with a high five. I've never done it for the 4th of July. We should start saying, like, hey, in case we don't see you, 250 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
it's a big one.
Happy 4th of July.
Right.
So I think we should pay it respect, and maybe not Happy New Year in July. It's a big one for the country.
Can't stop me from doing it.
Well, that's what I'm learning, yeah. All right.
Free country.
Exactly.
Hey, happy 4th of July.
Bingo.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy college football playoff quarterfinal eve.
Yeah.
Hey, that game's tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah.
Look alive. Okay, that game is tomorrow night.
Really
everybody.
sneaks up on you.
It certainly does. It has been a busy couple days here in the Thunderdome, and boy, we get a chance to do a field pass, Miami and Ohio State tomorrow night. That is tomorrow night. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's all lock in.
Yep.
Can't wait.
I'm ready.
I'm going to be on that sideline. Feel like I'm in the game. Chris Ball's going to accidentally turn his head left one time, and I'm going to come in double leg takedown. Maybe put him in a figure 4 leg.
Boom.
Sit back, maybe walls of Jericho.
Yeah. Ryan Day comes in.
Ryan Day comes in. I kick him in the head. I put him into a maybe a figure 4 as well.
Sure. Okay.
We're doing both of these bad boys right here on those guys.
That'd be a hell of a picture.
There's a chance that happens. Celebrate your New Year's with us.
Yeah.
All right, let's get away from college football and back to the NFL. We are so incredibly lucky that Coach BA joins us every single week. We've loved having you in the office and in the Thunderdome and on the show, BA, this year. You need to know that thus far. And we're going to get to another incredible segment that we've done all year called BS or No BS with BA, where we will read quotes that have been stated as a matter of fact, and BA will tell us whether or not it's BS or it's no BS, brother. Con Man's got the first one for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach. The NFL Coach of the Year race this season is the tightest race for any NFL award ever. Close your eyes, throw a dart, pick any of them. Is that BS or no BS, BA?
That's no BS, man. This is really, really tough. You got 3 guys with the first year with Liam Coen, Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson, who took franchises that were down and won their division, and just incredible. And then the veteran guys, McDonald, 7-1 on the road, Shanahan, Peyton, and D'Amico Ryans, who started out 0-3. Now they might be the hottest team in the league. And for me, personally, this is really hard, but I got to go with Liam Coen. I think Braves. I love Braves. He's a dear friend. Ben Johnson, what he did with Caleb Williams and the Bears is just an amazing job. But Jacksonville is kind of like Indiana football. They don't get any respect. All right, and now you got to go back when they were really good with
Fred Taylor,
Brunell,
Mark
Jimmy
Brunell,
Smith,
Brant Boyer,
Bortles,
Caselli, the 2 gigantic defensive tackles, Ainsworth and.
Oh, yeah, smacking him out. Who was the video?
I want to say Robinson bad.
No,
it's not Robinson.
Anyways, we know what you're talking about. It's been a while.
But yeah, I'm going. My vote goes to Liam Coen.
There's been greats in Jacksonville. Obviously, Maurice Jones-Drew, Fred Taylor, obviously a dog, Brunell, obviously
Jimmy
a
Smith.
beast, Jimmy Smith. They've had players, that have obviously been able to do it. But for one reason or another, Blake Bortles. I mean, come on, Who else was there on the defense?
Bortles.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey. Miles Jack was on that. He was unbelievable.
I mean, you talk about like they've had football, good football, reasons to be optimistic football, but for one reason or another, it just seemingly never worked out. And then the fans obviously started turning against, and then bad decisions were made, and it felt like Sean was doing his thing. And the fact that Liam in there, young. Stoner in there, young, come in there and turn it around the way it is and get the most out of Trevor. I would love it if Liam won. I think it's going to be tough with everything else going around, once again, because of the national presence and conversation about them. Not that that's their fault at all, but I love the fact that a lot of these coaches seemingly have programs and cultures that are going to be in place for a long time. For the good of football, it feels like we got 10 new programs that are potentially going to last and thrive in this entire.
That's what's so cool about the parity that we talk about in the NFL right now, especially with the playoffs. Like, it is new this year, but because of how great all these coaches are, it's like, hey, this stuff isn't going anywhere. Like, this is very early on for a lot of the teams.
Let's head to Hammer. Dahn. Tone, what does the vote revolve around for Coach of the Year? You are AP voter. What are we looking at? You know, BA said you could throw a dart, basically, and you could pick any of them. What are you looking at as an actual voter for the Coach of the Year?
Yeah, recently it's been a lot of like, hey, taking a shitty team and turning them into a good team, which is the case obviously for Vrabel and Coen and Ben Johnson. And then there's the guys like Kyle Shannon who deal with, injuries. Like, hey, they have done so much better with this team based on the injuries, what you thought would have happened to this team. And then you kind of have guys like Mike McDonald who just weren't, like the Seahawks were, they were supposed to be middle of the road or whatever, but they've overperformed to where they are. And then Sean Payton is just, one of the all-time greats or whatever. So it's, I guess, like, this is one of the more, yes, you can look at stats and their record, but it's kind of just like more of a personal preference award, in my opinion.
Well, good luck. I can't wait to see who you personally prefer. We'll certainly make those votes public and let the world know who you decide to choose.
They will be public.
Yes,
yeah.
Transparency. That's
right.
what we want around here. That's what we want around here.
Yeah, as long as no one in the office gets mad.
Well,
no, as long as you pick them right.
Yeah, make the right choices.
That's why you get the vote, brother. You got to be able to take the shots on the shins.
Oh, no, outside of that office is fine. In the office, you better respect
Who
me.
you worried about?
Who
disrespects you because of it?
He's looking at Con, man.
I made my submissions. I already submitted my picks to AP Tone. So,
I appreciate you doing that, trying to sway him. You're not the only one. A lot of people are getting in these AP voters mentions and stuff like that, trying to showcase new stats on why they should.
I'll tweet out my address after.
Okay.
Send gifts.
Yeah, send gifts. And then immediately afterwards, forget my address. Do not show up. Okay, we do not need that. We appreciate you representing the show. Let's make sure we get it right out there, Tone. Let's go to the next BS or no BS with BA Ty.
Yeah, Coach, defenses who rely on turnovers are not, I repeat, not sustainable for winning a Super Bowl in the modern NFL. Is that BS or no BS, BA?
That is no BS. You can run into quarterbacks like Tom Brady, all right, he's not throwing you the ball. He's going to take those high percentage plays that he's going to, but now when it's no biscuit time, he's going to fire it in there and win the game like he did in Atlanta. Peyton Manning, he's so prepared, he's going to know what you're doing before you do it. And you're not going to fool him. And a guy like Ben Roethlisberger, who's just got ice in his veins, and he's going to take his team and go win the damn game no matter what happens. And I think these guys, when you run into these quarterbacks, you're not – and again, look at the Bears-49ers game just the other night. First play of the game, pick six. Oh, here goes the Bears. Better go get all these turnovers. No more turnovers. They give up 42 points. You got to get off the field. You got to get off the field other than getting turnovers.
I love the fact that you're like, hey, listen, it's obviously good to get turnovers. We're looking for turnovers. Turnover margin is very good for our team. But whenever the well dries up at turnovers, whenever you find a quarterback that's not going to do a turnover, that is at the end of a season normally. That is what the people you're going to face in the playoffs or in the championship or in the Super Bowl, they're going to be there because they have a quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over. So you have to have something else, not just the ability to turn the ball over is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
And those guys, Tom, Peyton, and Ben, what do you know about them? You know them at all?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I think you coached all of them, obviously. Those are the things that separate the greats from the good, is turning over in the big situations, in the big moments. This year, though, which quarterback is that quarterback, D-Bud?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at those guys and played against all those guys. I don't see those guys in this field particularly. I mean, the most veteran quarterbacks, you got Stafford, but we know Stafford in certain situations, he'll throw you one, he'll throw you a couple. Josh Allen, reigning MVP. Certain situation, he'll fumble one away or throw one to you as well. So who's kind of that quarterback? Jalen Hurts kind of comes to mind, a guy that's not going to turn the ball over. Brock Purdy does a decent job, but you talked about it a couple weeks ago. What about him in inclement weather? So I have a lot more question marks with the field of quarterbacks that may be out there this postseason, but I feel you as far as that well drying up when it comes to turnovers.
That's the other interesting thing. If you just look at kind of those top teams, 1, 2, 3, pending. Actually, never mind. Niners included 1, 2, 3, all outdoor stadiums. If you look at the seeds on both the AFC and NFC, so playing in possible conditions, especially if you look at Denver cold, New England cold, Seattle can be cold, Chicago and Philly freezing. So there's a chance you are definitely gonna have to prove it outside.
Yeah, that might amplify though the turnovers. You never know.
Yeah.
But what BA is saying is you can't just live off the turnovers. You have to have something else. And if you turn the ball over more than the other team, you're probably going to win the game. But that can't be the only thing you're relying on. Got to be able to stop the run, brother.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to stop the run and make open field tackles and not allow explosives. That is football since the beginning of time. Okay, and the last BS or no BS for BA. Go ahead, D-Bud.
On that note, this field, there have only been 11 wild card teams to make the Super Bowl since 1970, and that number ain't becoming 12 this year. BS or no BS, BA?
I think that's BS.
Oh, we got bullshit. We got BS here.
I think we got a problem. Defense travels. And the hottest teams in the league right now, Texans, Seattle, Niners, all have great defenses, all have quarterbacks who are playing really lights out right now. I can see any of these teams, and I'm going to throw Josh Allen in there too, because he's went to New England and won already.
Mm-hmm.
These guys can go on the road and win, and it doesn't matter what the weather is or where they're going. They can go win the ball game for you.
You got to forget, one of the Seattle Seahawks or the Niners playing for the number 1 seed will also become wild card team. They'll become 5 teams, so one of them will be in there.
Yep.
Obviously, Patriots are winning the AFC East and have won the AFC East, so that means Buffalo Bills are a wild card. It means Josh Allen's a wild card. A lot of teams, a lot of stars could make it to the Super Bowl this year, especially because the conversation is anybody can win this thing. 1 through 7 on both sides, it feels like.
Yeah, you look at these teams. Houston's 5-3 on the road. Seattle's 7. They'd be 7-2 if they're a wild card team on the road. Niners 7-2 on the road. Buffalo 5-3 on the road. They know how to win on the road.
Yeah, and that's what you're gonna have to do for wild card. Obviously, you get no home field advantage. San Francisco could be home for the rest of the season.
Yep.
All the way through the Super Bowl, which is insane. Likeliest wild card round matchups: AFC 7 Chargers versus 2 Patriots, 6 Bills versus 3 Jags, 5 Texans versus 4 Ravens. Chargers, Bills, Texans. We think they can win it all?
Nope.
Chargers, Bills, Texans.
Okay, can they win the AFC? Yes, is what BA is saying.
I think
One of
they
them.
are.
And in the NFC, Packers, Rams, Seahawks. Can one of them win the NFC?
Certainly.
BA says yes. Packers maybe, huh, Ty?
Hey, we'll see. I feel pretty good about the opening round game against the Bears if it stays that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to Hammer. Dahn. You're either hosting a playoff game or not in the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
You think you guys are more likely to make the Super Bowl or a wild card team to make the Super Bowl in the AFC?
Wild card.
Tony!
You guys might host a playoff game. You might win the AFC North.
I agree. It's probably going to happen. I really like that Texans team, to be honest with you.
Defense is so good.
Yeah.
Defense is so good. CJ Stroud, we all think he has won a playoff game.
2.
We think multiple times. We think he also has the right jib to be able to stand and deliver in the biggest moment, which is obviously great. But the defense is going to he's only going to have to score 17 or 20.
And he's starting to find it right now with those rookie wide receivers, too. Like that first half against the Chargers, like that looked like, oh, okay, this is CJ Stroud from his rookie year.
All right, and before we exit ESPN, Coach BA has 2 game balls he wants to give out. Obviously, every week teams give out game balls on Monday in team meetings. It's a huge ordeal. BA picks 1 NFC, 1 AFC. Who's your NFC game ball, BA?
Oh, big dogs. Bijan Robinson. What a night last night.
Draft Bijan.
Unbelievable. And then AFC, Derrick Henry.
Hey!
Two running backs who had hellacious game. 200-yard games. Unbelievable.
Doesn't that kind of go to the fact that maybe ball is all the way back to being a run league? Week 17, 2 game balls, 2 running backs. You tell me if that was what it was like 7-8 years ago. I'll tell you what, ball is at a great place. We're lucky to be covering it. The college football playoffs quarterfinal round kicks off tomorrow as we enter a new year of 2026 and great ball ahead. AJ, what a time to be alive, brother.
Beautiful time to be alive. Unbelievable football just starts here in a matter of hours, I guess. So, yeah, I can't wait.
Well, ball's already been happening. Thank you. We don't need to get community noted. There's been bowl games throughout the weeks and the days.
Have there?
And we appreciate them having their games. And obviously, we're watching all of the ball games happening all over ball everywhere. And we're grateful for that. Tomorrow, we will not have a show, but we will be live on ESPN2 at 7:30 for the Cotton Bowl. And then we got game day on New Year's Day at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. local, then the Rose Bowl at 4. And then obviously an epic Week 18 is on the horizon. We'll be live on Friday, though. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. We'll be live on Friday, though. We'll see you then. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. Have an incredible new year. Goodbye. That was the last time we were going to be on a show right before the new year.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I should have said fuck.
I can see you next year.
See you next year.
I should have said it, too.
Just reminded us, too.
Just moments ago.
Just fucking talking.
Somebody should have fucking hit that. All right, if this goes in, nobody will notice that we didn't see it.
Okay.
All right, we're good.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, we're good.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Boom.
Nobody knows that we missed that.
No.
Still say it, too.
That was like, I've never been more proud of myself than when I was at my actual first rodeo. And somebody tried to hand me a tequila shot warm because everybody was doing it. And I said, I'm not doing that. And they said, is this your first rodeo? And I said, yeah, it is my first rodeo. And I walked it off, just walked it off. And then went to another and was just waiting for this ain't my first rodeo. Never came. So I almost hit both of them. Still have on deck this ain't my first rodeo if I get to another one. Those are things we have to think about in real time when the moments are potentially available. Can't miss those moments. See you next year was sitting right fucking there.
We still got another out coming up.
Yeah. Show's still going.
See you next year.
Yep.
If this goes in, we'll hit it. We'll get one.
Okay.
Is everything all right?
Why are we all doing it now? Okay.
Is everybody okay?
You two
Hey,
jokesters.
so Tone, that was you? Tone, that breath?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Hold your breath.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I have to hold my breath until I start talking because Mike's right here.
I know a couple people like that.
I literally thought to myself, somebody just died. Who fucking died? I thought it was
You looked over here.
I did not.
Yeah.
I clearly, you can watch the film back. My brain was like, Bruce just died. Like, that is literally what my brain
I thought it was a mic that just someone didn't know it was on.
in the back.
Yeah.
First thought, and then nobody was doing anything. And I'm like, no, their mics aren't on. And then somebody's dead. These are things running through my head. And it's like, oh, I can't do that. That's be ageism to do that. So then I just felt like I had to address it publicly.
Yeah, who the fuck did that?
I had to secretly let it out, and it wasn't a secret.
Inside voice became outside voice
Yeah.
because of how excited you were about how serious you take the AP voting.
Bingo.
Yep. And
I do. I just hope everyone knows that. You know,
right.
I consult you on it. I consult AJ. I consult JJ. I consult D-Butch, Coach, everybody.
I'd like to let everybody know that what he consults me on doesn't matter. Like, I don't actually sway him in anything.
No, you do.
Darius does sway him.
Yeah.
No, we just talk.
AJ sways him.
AQ this year for Protector of the Year.
AQ, the Trenchy.
Yeah.
Who's going to win that?
The Trenchy or the Protector?
The Protector.
I think they'll wait to see who wins the Trenchy to get the Protector award.
It does feel as though Joe Tooney has been getting a lot of love, the rub lately, which he deserves mightily. Like, he'd be a pretty perfect guy to start off the Protector of the Year award.
Yeah.
You see that stat with him?
Yeah, 9 straight or something?
Division winner every year of his career.
Every year.
9 or 8?
I think it was 9. I think this year is 9.
I think it's 9. And he also has the best record as far as individual player. He's like 135 and 40.
Why do these people let him out of the building?
For New England, it was the regime change, kind of. Like, Brady left, and then, he just signed with KC. And then, KC was a trade. He got traded.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But Chicago came in and made massive moves at offensive line.
Yeah.
Trading for Tooney, we thought was gigantic. I think at the time, if you watched our reaction back, we're like, that's huge, especially for the Chiefs who need offensive line. It's Patrick Mahomes. Your only downfall is whenever you can't protect Patrick Mahomes. So we were very alarmed by that. But it felt like the offensive line position was always like, if you had one, you keep them in your building. Like, that is what you do. And now Tooney is very clear that everybody loves him. I think everybody has come out and
got 4 rings, right? 4 rings?
Yeah, 1 with New England and then all 3 with KC, I believe.
hilarious.
Or 2 with New England.
2 and 2. I think it's 2 and 2.
Yeah. He was on the 16 team, yeah.
Because if you're in your
16.
third team with 4 Super Bowls in 9 years, it's like, wow, this guy must be hated in the locker room. Or like, how do these people let him out of the building? And that is nowhere near a conversation with Joe Thuney or any offensive lineman, basically, in history. It's like, what a play by the Bears. What a play by the Bears.
Genius.
Hey, we need certified success at offensive line. Who do we get? How about the guy that's fucking won every single year? Yep. Let's get him. Well, it's going to cost a lot. Yep. Cool. If we don't have an offensive line, we're fucked. That is basically how it should be viewed.
And in free agency, Drew Dahlman, the center from the Falcons, he was kind of the number 1 center, one of the top linemen. He got signed. And then Jonah Jackson, who Ben Johnson was with in Detroit, they traded for him from the Rams. And then they obviously took Darnell Wright in the first round the year or 2 years before. It's
literally what the Lions did. Go ahead, sorry.
And then Ozzie Trapillo is a rookie who they drafted in, I think, the second round this year. So, for however long, it was kind of just, hey, we need to get this right, and they just never did. And then Ben Johnson was like, no, we need to fucking get this right.
How about Poles going all in, too? That's a good play by Poles, who's former ball player, obviously, offensive lineman.
And a lot of Poles' picks worked with Ben Johnson's offense. It was like kind of
simpatico.
And Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen's defense, like a lot of the guys that they drafted on defense who might have been, not the same. They're unbelievable with Dennis Allen.
Contractually, here is from May 20th, 2025. This is obviously before the season. $3.6 million at left tackle. Obviously, Braxton Jones in his first year. Joe Thuney, $51 million. Dahlman, $42 million. Jonah Jackson, $52 million. Darnell Wright, $6.2 million. He's young. So at the super pricey positions,
bless you. Bless you.
God bless you.
God bless your soul.
I mean, it's just when you talk good football like that, my body just wants to just lose its mind.
Yeah, makes you sick how cheap those guys are.
Well, not just how cheap the 2 tackles are, but like how this is clearly what he thought every team he coached. Like no matter where he went to coach, this would have been what Ben Johnson would have like stressed on and harped on. He just picked up Detroit and moved it to Chicago. Didn't he? Didn't he, Foxy?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you look at last year's Lions team alone, let alone the other ones, last year's alone, 4 out of the 5 linemen were all first-rounders, and then we lose a couple of those guys, and we can't block anyone anymore. So, yeah, that's a bummer. And I knew if Ben Johnson got the run game going, that would make Caleb better, and it all worked. So, yeah, we're in an interesting spot here.
Yeah, interesting spot. It's the same division. You're not going to have to watch it, see if it works down there in Chicago and continue sustained success. Or maybe MCDC gets full offseason with his new coordinators.
Ryan Kennedy, OC.
Yeah.
Are they giving him that role?
They're talking about it as we speak.
He should at least be the voice of the team.
I like that.
Might play corner when they play the Steelers.
I think he's already doing that.
Yeah, true.
Pretty much did.
Yeah,
Couple
he's
weeks
locked
ago.
down,
Already signed,
locked
yeah.
down, shoved down 2 games.
Yeah.
0 receptions for Kennedy. 2 games. What a wild scene that whole thing is.
Don't they have a player on their team actually by the name of Ryan Kennedy? Or Tom Kennedy?
Tom Kennedy. His brother.
Yeah.
Are they related?
Yeah, I think so.
They're part of the Kennedys.
Yeah, it's actually JFK's, I think, what?
Second?
Yeah, great grandson.
Third grandson? Yeah.
Let's get to a break. Let's get to a break, obviously. This is when that happens. We'll be back on the other side, wrapping up all the storylines and family lines. I guess we'll certainly look into that. Have to.
Yeah, the bloodlines.
How's he doing?
Shout out to the Usos.
Great.
Still going on?
Usos tag team champs.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Here we go.
Never doubt.
Roman.
Cena coming back?
No. Why don't you think he's a man of integrity, you fucking...
I do.
You called
I
him
believe
a
he's a man
liar?
of integrity.
Him?
I think the business might need him.
It's
to
right
come.
there.
I'll tell you what. Him... Final. These weren't the actual... It was actually flipped.
Yep.
So it's kind of...
Maybe he's not.
So he
Black
is a
man.
liar.
Yeah.
Shit.
Maybe there's one final.
Oh.
I mean, there's only 2 finals on there, isn't 3 his thing?
Well, Dwayne Johnson.
That could be the... Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Maybe this has all been one big work. I'll tell you what, him immediately asking me if I'm questioning his integrity was quite a grandstand move.
Yeah, Cena, baby.
That was such a good move by him. Age, I did not expect it. I honestly did not expect it. I'm like, why would you, what's the big deal of like telling everybody it's your last time? Like, you have no idea. What if fucking Saudi Arabia says $60 million for you to come and do one
Not
night?
enough.
He goes, I feel like I've been a lot of things. I hope you think that I've been a lot of things to you throughout our relationship and knowing of each other. My integrity and who I am as a person, I don't really love everybody thinking I'm just a liar. I don't love that you think I'm just lying.
Fair.
This was off air. This was like, I'm like, all right, well, fuck.
Shit.
Yeah,
You say
he's
that,
a deep thinker, man.
He tapped out like a little bitch.
I do like
Smiling.
they're continuing to run with that. I do like that. Gunther dropped another one last night.
He did.
Like a little bitch with his German accent. If this goes in, final.
Okay.
Oh, the guy's shooting his lights out.
Yes.
Oh, he's back. All right, sick. We're excited for that.
Seaman Riyadh.
Season.
Yeah.
They got football going on over there.
Yeah.
Tonight. You hear that?
Really? Is it really?
Pretty good, right? Wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're doing super duper football over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that Tom Brady and guys are going to help with or something.
Yeah, taking football.
They had that big announcement, that big press conference they did a couple months ago.
Yeah, it was at Las Vegas Stadium.
Yep.
It was during the Canelo Crawford fight.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I do recall that. Tom was standing there in a sweet suit.
God bless him.
I don't think the Crown Prince, God bless him, was there.
I believe he was.
It was Turkey, wasn't it?
Turkey.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was
Turkey, yeah.
God bless him.
God bless him.
You're right.
Turkey al Sheikh.
Turkey al Sheikh.
God bless him.
Crown Prince, God bless him.
Correct.
Please.
God bless him as well.
No. Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. God bless them all.
Kind of the both.
God bless everybody.
I read a rumor that Michael Rubin's going to be all-time quarterback. Is that true?
Yeah.
Be a friend,
Both
friend,
I
something
did see
nice.
something. I saw something on that.
Both teams, yeah.
I've seen him on the beach.
He's pitching in the World Baseball Classic, too, as a reliever.
He can spin it.
What country? What country?
America. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know if they were like putting together a team, like like the Fanatics team's playing in the World Baseball Classic. I honestly did. That would be something maybe they would attempt.
They are putting together a team. It's
all
him,
fastballs.
Gary V, all the guys who do bring the fastball.
Got a text from Gary V yesterday. The Jets will rise.
Shut up, Gary. You're wrong.
Good for him, still sticking with him.
I'll tell you what, too quick in the back with this video. This guy's not full-time quarterback, okay? This guy is not going to...
Too quick in the back.
Too quick in the back. They pulled
It
that
does look like he's throwing harder than 39, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's 45.
That one for sure.
48.
Sorry.
I'll tell you what, though. You get some gloves on, you can make those catches.
He's got some movement. He's got some movement to his ball.
Some of the guys are going to have big catch radiuses. So
That's what Justin Jefferson was dealing with this year anyways. Yeah!
Nailed it.
Come on, man. Lay up.
No, I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right.
Yeah.
We'll wrap up all the sports storylines on the other side. They're certainly worthy of sticking around for. If you have anything else to do with your life, I think now would be a good time to go do it. But when we get back, there's a lot to talk about. Hall of Fame finalists, that's a big deal, especially because people we know are in there. That's good news. People are saying things about Marcus Freeman's hair and his future. Okay.
The hair, I mean, yeah, warranted.
There's a dart controversy, drama that needs to be talked about over here in America more. I'm kind of embarrassed that our sports community hasn't picked up the maybe most electrifying athlete in the world.
Jackson Dart?
No.
Is that?
I did see his dad put out a tweet. I like Dart's dad is certainly an electrifying dart, but what we're talking about is the game dart.
Okay.
The darts game.
Yeah. WDC.
And a guy named Luke Littler.
Everyone knows
The
him.
nuke.
I don't know if enough people need. On the other side, you're going to learn about your favorite athlete of all time. Okay? And just know that he decided to let the crowd know.
Thank you. Thank you.
What does he buy with the money?
Well, a couple years ago, it would have been just a couple kebabs and vapes, maybe a Coca-Cola or two. But now, I don't know what this new Luke Littler is going to buy with the prize money.
We have followed this man for a while now. And by followed, we mean every time he did something awesome, it would come across our algorithms, and we would talk about it on this show.
Yeah, had to.
He's tatted now. I don't know if you guys have seen the chest piece.
What?
Oh, yeah. That's what he spent.
I saw his hair right now is doing a big swoopity whoop there.
Yeah, hair's clean now. Yeah.
He's locked in.
Yeah, he's coming into his own.
That's Luke Littler dart ball.
Exactly. Exactly right.
All right. We're going to give you an update on darts world that you need to hear and also cover all the other things happening around sports. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this for a living. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice might change your life. Take 5.
Really cool G3 jobs. Fuel means tank top. Blue jeans never change. Crew needs deep shots. View screens. Movie star 2 scenes. Bank account juicy. Cancel to me. Boogeyman spooky. Folks watch. Who sees hating folks dookie. Yeah, you waiting for. Yeah, you waiting for. Yeah, you waiting for 2K. Yeah, I'm up here in Eugene, smoking on some new green, checking out some new scenes. And you waiting for 2K.
He's playing right now.
That's so stupid. That's crazy. And also take us off the fucking team. We do not deserve to be on there.
They all commit and love what's going on in that weight room. They all commit and love what Jim Harbaugh's preaching. And everybody in the building's happy. Everybody's like excited to be there.
First row, our pressure in the first row. Second row was on here.
It is infectious, what they got going on. And how many owners are spending $300 million on a new facility just for the practice facility?
This is Butler Birdies. Wow!
Oh my God! Oh shit! In the bunker.
Great shot. But then for them to do it upright for the last couple, it's like, look out for the Chargers, dude. Look out for the Chargers.
Coach. Hey, we're gonna get for you. Here we go. Okay, so we missed your birthday, we missed Christmas.
Whoa, look at that.
Your perspective on high five is one of the greatest things we've ever seen. So all-time great invention.
I love the high five. Yeah, give each other a high five.
Boom!
Damn.
Boom!
Damn.
Boom! Boom!
Oh my God!
Wow! Boom!
So we wanted to make you basically something that you could high five. My dad made this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
He is talented.
Yeah, boom. Keep that feeling. Yeah. Boom. Yeah. Boom. Boom. And we tested it. I think you can give it a pretty good pop if you need. Yeah.
That is incredible.
Obviously, national champion, Michigan man, and greatest high five.
Yeah.
Because of what you brought for the high five world.
Oh, yeah.
He tried to give a handshake to that particular high five trophy. Did break the hand off. We had to put it back on.
Yeah, way to go, handshake.
Oh, no!
There we go.
We have so much respect for you.
You guys just roll deep. This would be entourage level, wouldn't it?
To be honest, we didn't know we were going to be able to get 11 people in here, and then we pulled up and said we have 11.
That's where it should be. To roll 11.
Yeah. Always start 11. You're the best. I mean, wow, it looks like a lot of highlights against one particular team.
They played more than one game. Why did they have all these TDs for one game?
Imposing our will.
This sucks.
Party in the backfield.
No one. We mean no one.
No one. How beats the Hut, this might be close.
I love that Chargers team even more now.
If you were to touch this grass, it would feel as if the history of football was kind of one with your soul, one with your body. And then you look at the views, the sand
Gabriel.
Mountains with the cotton candy clouds, the way the sun will rise and then the sun will set, and as the sun is setting tonight, there's going to be a football game taking place. You're talking about movie stuff. What do you think it is about your team and that locker room, and why do you think you guys have been able to show up every week?
I think the buy-in on our team is unbelievable. We talk about a player-led team. I think a lot of people say that, but so rarely do you actually see it.
Two Goliath Big Ten teams. What a magical matchup here in the Rose Bowl. And watching Ohio State do what they did to Tennessee, it felt good for the North. They did. It felt good for the bowl.
Look at that field. God, look at those mountains. Look at those mountains. San Gabriel Mountains. There's the field.
The San Gabriel.
San Gabriel Mountains.
I believe that means the Gabriel.
All parties and all agree that it's in the best interest of everybody and public safety that we postpone the game for 24 hours.
DJ Hawk's working for the bowl. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to beautiful Pasadena, California, the granddaddy of them all, the 111th Rose Bowl, which will be taking place on the most beautiful field in the history of football. The Oregon Ducks, who are the Big Ten champs, will take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. College football playoff is obviously in the middle of a transition era, but we go back in time into a movie-like setting to battle in the Big Ten to see who gets to move on and who goes home. Our UFO just flew over top B-2 Stealth Bomber and in the national anthem. And on the day in the United States of America where a heinous act has happened, it's a nice reminder that we'll get your ass. You might take a shot, but you're never gonna win. And 10 for Will Howard. Same exact play action. Drops it off to Jeremiah Smith. With space. He's a monster. Jeremiah Smith. First touch is a touchdown. Time. Shot down the middle. Puka. Ooh, touchdown.
See the split safeties right here. So Will Howard knows his read, looks him off, steps up in the pocket. Great throw.
Takes a shot. And what happens? Jeremiah Smith comes up with the ball. Hand off. Run to the left. Jordan James. Ram. Will Howard. Time. Oh, no. Jeremiah Smith's wide ass open. And that's a touchdown. Ohio State is kicking the living shite out of the Oregon Ducks. If Jeremiah Smith is on your team, I think you can win every game. Travion Henderson. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown! They can run it. They can spin it. They can kick it. This Buckeyes team is playing football at a level nobody else in the country is playing right now. Now there's a low snap. Rolls left, rolls back to the right. Jeremiah Smith's on the field. So that's another first down. Thus far, this game has been absolutely shite. Step in. Oh my God. That is so beautiful. You got Matt Hardy on the left there. AJ, Chance.
I see it at the 47. Unfortunately, my youngest son puked all over himself, went to the hospital, so my whole family's not here anymore to hear that. But I'm getting some updates every once in a while. He seems to be doing not much better. He puked over the whole section. Jeez. Instant urgent care, instant hospital. Oh, no. What type of shite was he eating? Is someone making salmon down here? We came down here and smelled like fish.
Look at this.
For those that have never been here, I would recommend coming and checking it out. Although this particular game was absolute shite. Woo!
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, UP. Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Hello, beautiful people. And welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this BA Day, Tuesday, December 30th, 2025, hour 3 of the program begins now.
Football!
Oh, I thought you were going to miss it. It was a little bit of a delayed cadence. That's AJ Hawk. That's Coach BA. That's the Talks the Table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler's there. And live from Hammer Dahn is AP Tone, who is an AP voter for all these awards that are about to be given out. And he'll obviously get them all right, won't you, Tone?
I'll do my best. I got them all right last year.
It does feel like you had a great... ballot, I guess, is what they would call it, from top to bottom.
100%.
We're incredibly proud of you. We hope you do well this year, and we're excited to see who hates you the most after we give out all the votes, and good luck to you on that. I'm thankful I don't have a vote on anything. The Saban doesn't have a vote on Heisman, right?
I don't know.
I don't think he does. So it used to be I was the only person on the set that didn't have a Heisman vote. Reese has one, Dez has one, Herbie had one, I think Coach Corso used to have one. So, I was the only one up there without a Heisman vote. So, literally, it was nice. These guys are making this decision. Remember, it's them. It's not me. It's nice to not be the one that has to take it on the shins, AJ. So, let's remember that whenever these AP voters go ahead and do the awards. We need to judge them. We do. This is a very important thing that happens around the NFL every single year for a lot of different reasons. So, I hope they get it right, and I hope they take it as serious as Tone takes it, AJ. Legit.
Yeah. Do they? So they don't have to make it public, but if they can if they want to. Is that how it works?
I don't know, Tone. What is it? I know yours is guaranteed to be public because you're on this program. Is it everybody's public? I don't remember.
If I remember correctly, at least the MVP, everyone was public last year. I can't remember about the other categories, but I remember because Josh and Lamar, it was such a heated thing. I remember it coming out. But I can't remember about the other ones, to be honest.
Yeah, me neither. All I know is Tones will be. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll certainly air him out for sure. Go ahead, AJ.
No, I think it should be. I think, isn't it always baseball? The baseball writers, they don't put theirs out when they're voting for Cooperstown for their Hall of Fame. Is that what it is?
But a lot of them do put it out on their own. That's a new thing.
AP releases all awards ballots, which was news to AP voters, says Florio, in 2025. So maybe last year was the first time. Yeah, here's actually how they all voted it out. And that would be Rob Maudie, right?
Yes, it is.
Rob Maudie, new guy, I don't know how new, but relatively new, in charge of the AP voting process. He's the one that reached out to us to get Tone to be a part of this. So we obviously appreciate Rob giving us an opportunity to be represented out there. And, he's been pretty transparent with us about how other voters have felt about, potentially Tone getting a vote and things like that. Yeah, but think about it where we're at now versus when that happens and how people think and all that stuff. I think there's a lot less hate for you getting a vote than maybe it was a year ago. We shall see in it all. But I also like the fact that Rob Maudie's like, yeah, you know what? Everybody does need to see these. And then AP voters who have been just hiding behind no, I didn't do that. I voted for you. I voted for you. All of a sudden don't have the opportunity to do that anymore. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. We should know who's voting what.
Yeah, certainly around this time of the year when we have the Hall of Fame finalists and you look at their stuff and it's oh, wait, this guy was only All-Pro this many times. Or we have that discussion every single year.
Speaking of, here is your 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame finalist class. Congrats to all of them. Reggie Wayne. Go on, Reggie. Adam Vinatieri. Let's go, brother. Eli Manning, obviously, on there. Drew Brees on there. Larry Fitzgerald. Frank Gore. Let's go, Frank. Would be dope to get 3 former teammates in there in one season or in one class, because that means Canton would be electrified. And obviously, Canton is a place that every player hopes their bust will remain for eternity, because it means you impacted the game enough that the story cannot be told about the sport without your name being included. AJ, anybody you see on there that you get excited about immediately off the top of your head?
I mean, I feel like all these guys deserve to go in, but I mean, Luke Kuechly absolutely should be in there. Also, Marshall Yonda. I love Marshall Yonda. Yeah. He should go. And Kevin Williams. Good to see Kevin Williams in there. He was still in Minnesota when I was young in Green Bay, and he was an absolute monster on the D-line.
BA, anybody you see on there that you think, obviously, at this stage, you've seen so many Hall of Famers, met so many Hall of Famers. Anybody in this particular class you're jacked up about?
No, yeah, Larry Fitzgerald, obviously, just the human being. And the great player that he is, but the human being he is also. And Reggie also, having coached both those guys. And I got a special spot on the wall for both of them.
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald had that, hey, you'll get paid $11 million a year to play for however long you want to play. Could still play right now, we assume. Obviously, Fitz is a legend. All these guys are. D-Butch, your thoughts as you look at the finalists?
Like you all said, all very deserving. Spent some time with Torrey Hope. Luke Kuechly, and obviously Vinny, Reggie, all the former teammates, Frank Gore, all these guys very deserved. Drew Brees, be your first ballot. Willie Anderson, long overdue, right tackle, great long-time right tackle. Torrey Holt, I feel like he should have been in a long, long time ago.
Yep.
Reggie Wayne, when you talk about postseason success, wide receivers, like he's right up there at the top of the list, just all very, very deserving candidates.
Adam Vinatieri, all-time leading scorer in a sport that revolves around points, probably worthy of being in the Hall of Fame. Would not let him be a first ballot last year. You know, like football, we're just like, no, we're not going to let a kicker be a first ballot, I think, with a lot of the voters. But also in the Hall of Fame voting, you need the person that's representing you in the room, the media person, to really go to bat for you. Now, I'm not questioning who the Colts have, but it took Dwight Freeney a little bit longer than I think we all expected for him to get in there. Is that because in the room where it happened or because of what the classes are? Obviously very hard to get into the Hall of Fame, but it's like Adam Vinatieri, if there's ever been a kicker that is warranted going into the Hall of Fame, it would certainly be Adam Vinatieri. I think we all assume that he's going to get in this year, is how I feel, but maybe that's just too naive to the entire process as well.
No, I mean, I was assuming. I think we were all, like you said, you know, I guess he wasn't going to get in because he was a kicker first ballot, but I think that was just kind of like an expectation last year. And then when that didn't happen, it's like, not only for being the all-time leading scorer, like if you go back and think of just like the 5 most clutch kicks that you can remember in NFL history, he's got like 4 of them, you know? So it's just like the playoff success too. I don't know. I would assume he gets in, but this class is also loaded.
Eli Manning, we haven't even mentioned his name. Haven't even mentioned Eli Manning's name, and obviously he's a Manning, so he's going to be mentioned, and he should. Multiple-time Super Bowl winner, took 2 from the Patriots, which is why everybody loves everything about him. But it's like you look at his final record, it's like, well, it didn't go great. It was like, well, he's on some ass teams. Like, what is the view of if you get in, if you don't get in? I think Eli Manning, obviously a Hall of Famer, but there's a lot of people out there that are like, Eli Manning, what, because he's a Manning? He deserves to be in there?
Fair conversation.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah, I mean, it's a conversation. When you look at a quarterback, you're talking about, you know, all-time greats that dominated eras. That's who Hall of Famers are. And then you have, you know, around I think it's 500 record regular season. Like that.
Right on the dot.
Yeah, that's a big part of the argument, especially with, I know we don't say quarterback wins are a real stat, but when we all look at it, we all keep those numbers for sure. But on the flip side of that, postseason, the big games matter the most. So you beat an undefeated team and you beat the Evil Empire twice, like that's a big deal. Number 1 overall pick, brought 2. We always talk about leaving a franchise better than you found it. You put 2 on the mantle, you know, leave. Like that's a tough argument.
That's very good.
Yeah.
The Giants, they've been looking for that since. How about Sizz?
Yes.
We haven't even talked
Sizzle,
about
yeah.
Sizzle. I mean, he was a game wrecker and obviously one of the greatest personalities we've had in the sport.
Yeah, and also just when you think about the Ravens in that time, it is Ray Lewis, it's Ed Reed, and it's Terrell Suggs.
Yeah.
Like that, he is just like those other two, and at least in my mind, growing up, like Terrell Suggs, Ball So Hard University, like that is one of the best Sunday Night Football intros of all time. And then also another guy was Frank Gore. Like Frank Gore feels like a guy who played in the league for 25 years and he never wore pads.
I think he
once.
did, though. I think he did play for 25 years, and you're right. I don't think he ever had pads on. He was such a hilarious teammate, just strictly because you could tell his work ethic was insane, but then his toughness outrageous, like just so incredibly tough. Durability, I think he had maybe an injury in college, so people question his durability.
Both his ACLs.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, there it is. So he had multiple injuries in college, if I remember. The convo, and he had like a prove it that he was a durable guy, and he just I'm not going to wear pads, and I'm going to play, and I'm going to. This is not going to avoid contact. Frank Gore, special athlete in the history of the game, certainly warranted of being talked about forever in Canton for sure. And then you got Witten and Woodson down there representing the Cowboys. Your thoughts, BA, on Witten potentially getting in there, because people forgot how good of a football player he was whenever he went into the Monday Night Football booth.
Yeah, talk about numbers. Now his numbers go off the charts, and as a tight end, and he was the glue of that team offensively for so long.
He played for the Raiders after he did the commentary, right?
Yep. Yeah, I had to go back.
Needed to. We all needed him to. Didn't we, AJ? We all wanted everybody to remember that Witten is a great football player. Like, actually, that's what we wanted people to remember, because people were not talking like that about Jason Witten.
Was he in the booth for just 1 year, 1 season?
Yeah.
I think that's all was needed.
Yeah, one of the best. With the Booger Mobile, you mean?
I mean, there was a lot of things being tried there, and I appreciate that. But Jason Witten, what people were saying about him, people forgot immediately how good of a football player he was. And it's like, yo, this guy was a guy. And not only that, I think he was beloved by everybody.
Gosh. I played against him multiple times in Dallas when Witten was rolling. Like, he was running the show there. He was awesome.
Congrats to all these guys.
Legends.
Legends.
Work, boys.
Now there's 5 that can get in, right, in the modern,
so,
and then
yep.
5
That's tough.
in the. What's the different one? I don't know what the name of it is. I don't
The
wanna-
senior category.
There it is. I almost said the olds. I didn't wanna
Which
do that.
also plays.
Is that like what's Belichick in? Isn't he in something?
He's part of the seniors, I think. I think there's 5 others. So it's seniors and then contributors, I think, is how they kind of do it. Because Belichick and Kraft are both up for the same year.
This year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're both up. They
Yeah,
expedited.
they're both going in.
I think so. They expedited the wait for Bill Belichick, I believe.
For coaches, they actually changed it from instead of 5 years, just
Yeah,
1
it's
year.
just
out.
one now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they did that for, I mean, probably most coaches because these fuckers never stop. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Whenever he retired coaching, he said, I looked up, and Jake was 40. And I was like, 40? I think was your exact quote. It's like these football coaches are just locked in buildings. Now, granted, obviously love their significant others, love their kids, all that type of shit. But like ball requires a lot, especially in the coaching position. Whenever you have to build relationships with so many people and it's a full hands-on type of operation. And if you're not doing something, somebody else might be doing it. And if you're not doing it, are you letting down everybody that works for you? Yeah, so it's a hard thing. And these football coaches that are going to end up in the Hall of Fame, they've committed a lot of their lives to it. So it's like, you know, the conversation about we got to make them wait another 5 years after this is I don't know if we got that with some of these people, and I like that they did that. But I like that it's a celebration of football as a whole every year that we have over there in Canton.
Absolutely.
Interesting city to have it in.
Certainly.
Yeah.
We were there for the first time this past, played in the was in Hall of Fame game that didn't happen. So we were I was kind of in Canton for like maybe 12 hours or whatever. Didn't really get to experience it. This year we did the show live from the Hall of Fame. Experienced Canton, the city, for the first time. Interesting. You know, it's a very interesting setup for the Hall of Fame. It very much is. It's
beautiful.
You know,
the actual location of like the Hall of Fame is sweet. Like the building is very nice and everything. But I also wonder if they maybe never envisioned that it was gonna get as big as it is and like become as big of a deal as it is, because boy, it does just seem like a diamond in the rough. And that's no disrespect to Canton, but that's kind of what it is.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I mean,
Canton's a diamond in Ohio. That's rough.
No, that's not what it meant.
No, that's not what I meant. Canton, you know, is kind of a shithole.
What?
That's not true.
You know,
they have an Applebee's and a Chili's.
That's a good point. They don't have a Dave and Buster's though, and that's how you know it's kind of the real.
I enjoyed our time in Canton.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But it was interesting that what Canton is. It's like, oh, it's the Hall of Fame, and then obviously it's classic Ohio town. Like that is just what it is. You know,
MGK was there.
Yeah. Shout out to MGK, by the way, coming through.
Yeah,
he's putting a rap album out in 2026. Okay,
it was raining. Maybe that's the thing. And the sun
say?
wasn't out. How can we judge it?
He said he scored a football.
He was so distraught right after that too.
He did this one. Oh no, that's the biggest mistake. I can't do that. Coming on the show, I said, let's not say anything that makes me look like I don't fucking know ball.
Has had to answer questions about that in other interviews.
Yeah. And I don't like that that's what he has to think about our show, because I love that he came on our show. I'm like very thankful he came on our show. But yeah, it does feel like the only thing anybody really listened to coming out of it was he scored a football. And he did.
Yeah.
We had conversations about Canton, and some of our first thoughts was, hey, this would be great in Vegas or another spot. But after getting an opportunity to speak with a few of the Hall of Famers they were all around the hotel and the lobby and the restaurant, they all love coming to Canton every year and obviously seeing that fraternity and all the different things that they do. Like, no bullshit. Like, they love it. Me and Gump spent a little extra time down there. They love coming out there. So that was surprising. So I guess it is a little diamond in the rough, but they enjoy it.
Well, didn't they say, Foxy, if they get rid of the Hall of Fame in Canton, they're just going to blow up the town and get rid of it?
Yeah, they were talking about that.
They did not say that. They did not say
David Baker said that?
No, David Baker wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
My takeaway was there actually wasn't a lot of former Hall of Fame or old Hall of Famers there. And we were saying it should be in Vegas, Miami, LA, because then you could have a reunion of all the Hall of Famers, because most of those guys, they don't want to go to Canton, Ohio.
There was a lot of guys there. There's a lot of guys there.
You guys in the wrong hotel?
Yeah. Where you at, Foxy?
The one with the cockroaches.
In the hotel with no Hall of Famers in it.
Larry Zonka was chopping it up.
John Randall, Rondé Barber.
Tim Brown was eating dinner right next to us.
Yeah.
Dogs everywhere.
We were also there 2 days early. The ceremony or whatever was 2 days after we left.
Yes, thank you.
You're right.
Does Peyton go?
No, it wasn't me saying it.
You were saying it.
No, because I remember, I said, I can't believe that. Look at Tim Brown's eating ribs.
Oh, no. We were there the same day they had luncheon. Everybody was to attend the luncheon, and it did not look like everybody was attending the luncheon.
What?
That's bull.
I don't believe
Get his signatures.
it was bad weather.
Yeah, what's this right here?
Who signed this? Who signed this helmet then?
Let's see. Ron Young. So, just like we
Is that
said.
just one on there?
Anthony Munoz.
Steve Largent. Hold on. I mean, some of these guys' freaking signatures. She could freaking.
Come on.
The big names.
Yeah.
The big ones. The big ones. Okay.
Larry Zonka's on there.
Yep. Said him. Robert Brigadier General Hall of Fame.
Legend.
So
ball player.
there's him.
I would say this. I loved our time out there doing the Hall of Fame, honestly. It was like a trip down like football memory lane.
Yeah.
And it is a nice little nostalgia trip.
57?
Yeah, he's good. He was a dog.
He's a good player.
Wait, he went in in 57?
Maybe born in 57.
Good luck to these guys trying to make it into that elite crew.
Steve Largent signed this thing twice.
That's awesome. I love it.
Wow.
See, that's what we're talking
what a
about.
freaking-
That's the extra effort it takes to make the Hall of Fame. That's why whenever these guys make it from this finalist group, they should be incredibly proud of themselves, and we will celebrate them next year. Are we doing a show live from Hall of Fame? Feels like you guys certainly want to go back.
I loved the actual Hall of Fame.
And the people were awesome
Yeah.
at the Hall of Fame. They were great.
Agreed. It was a cool setup.
And the guys that came on the show.
Yeah, and the weather was horrendous.
Did you guys go in the gift shop? Did you explore the gift
Gift shop
bro?
was sick.
I didn't get to go in the gift shop.
It was quite a scene.
Like 150,000.
Yeah,
people in there.
So much cool stuff.
I'm not fucking going in there. No way.
So it's packed out. So what are you talking about?
Mark Shot.
Nobody going to this place.
Great
What are you
mark
talking
shop.
about? I didn't say that. I said Canton's a shithole. I didn't say that nobody went. I mean, Canton is a shithole, but the Hall of Fame is sweet, and we got an awesome tour.
You'd love the mark shop, too, because it's a majority Packers and Cowboys stuff. They really lean into that shit, which, to be fair, made
Built
me
the
really
NFL.
freaking pissed.
Oh, yeah, not enough Patriot stuff? We have the greatest
It
dynasty
wasn't
in
even
history.
it wasn't even just Pat stuff. It was like, oh, okay, so they're just doing Packers and Cowboys gear. That's cool. I want to buy some cool gear.
All right, let's talk about some football stuff. The Diggs family has certainly had an interesting day today. Travon Diggs of the Dallas Cowboys has been released from the Dallas Cowboys. If he goes through the waiver process and he's unclaimed, he'll be a free agent heading into the playoffs. Obviously, I think 2 years ago he had like 11 or 12 picks or something like that, led the league. Obviously, as something has taken place with this particular defense with Eberflus and it hasn't worked out, what has gone wrong, you think, with Diggs in Dallas with this new defense? Because he used to be a staple, a pillar. And obviously we know him and Micah are tight whenever all this stuff was kind of taking place. Felt like Diggs and Micah were together a couple times in front of the camera. Micah gets traded out of town. Diggs doesn't really work this year. What happened, do you think, D-Butt, from an on-field perspective? Or is it the off-field stuff that kind of affects the on-field stuff?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of a combination of it all. I know he tore his ACL, I believe, after that big year, almost Defensive Player of the Year type year. Different system, obviously, with Flus. Never seemed like he quite clicked with the new regime over there, the play callers and stuff. Never really got quite fully healthy either. So, and obviously with some other stuff off the field with the concussion that happened from the TV thing, so he missed a bunch of weeks. And then even when he was back having good weeks of practice, he still wasn't active on game day. So you kind of saw this coming down the line. But I'll be interested to see if a playoff team, takes a shot on them.
Who would be a team that would potentially need another corner?
The first team that comes to mind, they got good corners. They got a bunch of turnovers, would be the Bears, just because of the relationship he had with Al Harris, their DB coach, secondary coach, who he had a ton of success with in Dallas. And then you would just have to look at other teams who have dealt with some injuries at the cornerback position. But right now, the first team that pops to mind, even though the need isn't necessarily there because Jalen Johnson is healthy and Nashawn Wright has had a pretty good year, Al Harris connection jumps out.
Field Yates putting out how much it would cost the new team if they were to acquire Diggs. They'd be on the hook for $472,000 doing base salary for Week 18, plus $58,000 if he is active this week. And then playoff checks are all the same, right? Still, Are they still doing the same?
Yep.
Man, people don't love that.
Nope. Sign up for the playoffs then, right?
Yeah, that's exactly. Maybe not Week 18. You're saying let's go ahead and get out of $472,000, but somebody might have to sign him before that to get him from another team. Maybe I don't know what the market would.
Got to clear waivers too.
Yeah, which then somebody would be just saying, we'll take the $472,000 for the Week 18, then we'll go. What's his contract look like going forward? No guaranteed money, it says, on his deal beyond this season, so he's free agent basically after this year. So you'd literally just be leasing him for a playoff run. I'll be excited to see if anybody does that, because if they're claiming him, that means they're going to pay the $400.
picking up the contract.
He wants to go unclaimed, obviously, so he can go play in the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah, he wants to go play somewhere. Yeah, where does he want to go?
What about the Bills, Butsy? Aren't they dealing with corner injuries, or am I wrong there?
Benford was back. Harrison has been playing decent. Their pass defense, I want to say top-ranked pass defense, at least since the half of the year. Man, no, I don't see it, Bill. And then you gotta do your research if you are a team with, and this is what happens kind of behind the scenes, and Coach, obviously you know better than I would, coaches reaching out to Shotty and everybody on that staff, hey, what's been going on? What's the issue off the field? What's going on with them? Tell me what the public doesn't know, and then on the other side of that, based on what the tape, you got to make a decision if you want to bring them in your building.
BA, what are those conversations like? Obviously, you've been a head coach numerous times.
Yeah, I think general manager, head coach have to have a relationship with somebody in that building that gets real facts, not bullshit facts. And to me, it's very, very hard. Why are you letting him go now? Something that's a red flag to me. If I'm the coach, there's a red flag. I gotta do all my homework before I bring this guy in the building.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin your culture for the playoffs either. But also, isn't there a lot of thoughts from NFL coaches and cultures nowadays as opposed to back in the day? Back in the day, if you were labeled a distraction, basically everybody was like, "Yep, we're not dealing with it." Now there seems to be a newer era of coaches that are like, it'll work here though, even though it didn't work there, right? Isn't there a little bit more of that?
Yeah,
now?
especially if you have a need. If you've got a need and he's healthy, that's the other thing. Passing waivers and passing a physical, two different things, but.
Yeah, interesting. It does feel like people take a little bit more shots on things that are labeled, or players that are labeled a distraction.
Got to have a strong culture. Got to have a strong culture from the head coach and then your leadership in the locker room. They got to make a decision on, all right, is this a good guy to bring in? So that'll be a big part of it too.
I would go straight to my leaders. Hey, you want this guy? You know him? You want him? Yeah, we want him. Okay, we'll get him.
All right, let's roll for the playoffs. It's only 6 weeks. What all could this guy potentially do here?
A team like the Rams would make a lot of sense. They got a really good D-line. Their defensive coordinator, Shula, is the hot name right now, and they're looking to play the Eagles, who he's already played, or at least has a lot of experience with, has played twice this year. You would think, and I'm not sure what their money situation is, but you would think that they might be able to do it, especially with a lot of noise around the Rams, and they've been able to silence a lot of it.
That Shula guy is just a defensive McVay. Did you see him do the interview before the game? His neck things were his hair was just like, it's like, holy fuck, they found a brunette McVay defense version. That's what they just put out here. And then his last name, it's like, I grew up in football just like McVay. It's like, this fucker is the defensive McVay, it looks like. Now, will he get a head coaching job? Probably. Will one of these teams sign Travon Diggs? We shall see. Now, Stefon Diggs, brother of Travon Diggs, of the New England Patriots, a lot of conversation this year about how much he has helped this Patriots team and how mature he's been, how much of a leader he's been on this squad, and how much his buy-in. Well, breaking as of today, the world is learning that he is facing strangulation and assault charges, and he's to be arraigned here a week before...
the AFC Championship, January 23rd.
January 23rd, but there is a potential delay in arraignment until March. And then his people have come out and basically obviously said that this is uncorroborated, this is not true. There's also a story coming out that maybe they're trying to get this figured out behind the scenes. The New England Patriots obviously had to come out with a statement. Here is what the New England Patriots had to say about the entire situation. The New England Patriots are aware of the accusations that have been made regarding Stefon Diggs. Stefon has informed the organization that he categorically denies the allegations. We support Stefon. We will continue to gather information and will cooperate fully with the appropriate authorities in the NFL as necessary. Out of respect for all parties involved, and given that this is an ongoing legal matter, we will have no further comment at this time. Okay, so that's all happening. That's a very real thing that's taking place. Now, what the outcome of this particular entire situation is, we don't know at this moment. That's a lot of drama. There's a very serious allegations, and that Patriots team seemingly has everything going in the right direction. Interesting how this pops up, and obviously we hope everybody's okay.
Yeah, there's a Dedham police report that's going around just talking about the entire thing. Who knows if that's true or not, but they do have a lot of experience with situations like this. Jabril Peppers, I think it was last year, just got accused of a situation not like this. I believe it was with a girlfriend where, he basically missed 11 games. And then after, he was cleared, his name was cleared, it ended up being kind of like a hoax type situation. His name was cleared, and then he kept playing for the Patriots. It'll be interesting to see what does happen because the Jabril Pepper situation and the Stefon Diggs situation, much different charges. But, I think a lot of people were saying the NFL typically waits until the legal situation is resolved in court and everything. So if they push it towards the end of March, this would be a next season situation. And if not, maybe around then something will come out more legitimate.
Teams wait on the NFL to do something, and then the NFL, if it's legal, waits on local law enforcement as well. So just like the Patriots said, obviously the entire sports world will wait for the entire investigation, but Travon Diggs is now cut from the Dallas Cowboys. Stefon Diggs facing legal charges. Stefon Diggs still on the New England Patriots. Travon Diggs maybe making a playoff run as well. So crazy day for the Diggs family. Crazy day in darts yesterday. Their youngest and brightest star decided to do something that I've never seen him do. Okay, this guy's been holly jolly phenom of darts for a long time over there in England. And, we all understand what the darts world is. The darts world is a video that pops up on our algorithm over here with one of the most electrifying environments. It feels like everybody in a theater is on top of the dartboard and reacting to every single inch of every movement that every dart player makes. There's loud, there's quiet, there's a hush, there's booze, there's chaos. There's some of the greatest environments in all of sports. And if you're a young lad that's able to kind of break through and crack through what this audience could bring in the torture chamber of darts and how maniacal you have to be, where just a matter of a centimeter is a champion in last place. You got to think about something special. And you think about Luke Littler. Take us to yesterday. Luke Littler, before his match against
Rob something.
Really good guy.
Yeah.
Rob Hill.
Rob Hill or that Ali Polly. This happens in his pre-dart match interview.
Just sum up how you're feeling. It's a bit of a hostile environment out here. What's going through your head, Luke?
I'm not bothered. Really, I'm not bothered. Really not bothered. Can I just say one thing? You guys pay for tickets and you're paying for my prize money, so thank you. Thank you for my money. Thank you for booing me. Thank you. Come on!
Luke Littler. Now, that was after the big win over Rob Cross, and then he was asked about it again in a post-game, post-match press conference. This is what he had to say.
Hi, Luke. Well done on that performance. I asked you a few days ago what makes you lose your head. So how close was you to losing it on that stage tonight?
I think I lost it. I think it's still on there. Again, one of them things, the fans, like I said there, just got to leave it all in there. Can give the odd little ones out for the checkouts and the breaks of throw. Just leave it till that winning dart.
You said that you lost it up there, but still averaged over 106. Do you think 2 years ago, 18 months ago, you'd be able to go through the atmosphere and still come out with that performance and that victory?
Yeah, I mean, I think 2 years ago, I think I would have started throwing my darts left-handed, to be honest. But that's how much I've grown. That's how much I've matured. People might not say mature, but try and be in my position.
Him saying, you don't know what walking a mile is like in these boots with these darts, so you'd have no idea. And me telling that crowd to suck it, a lot better than what I could have done. I could have taken those darts from my right hand and beat Rob Cross with my left hand.
That's right.
Instead, did you see him deliver in this raucous environment? Did you see what he did? He needed at the end. Audio, please.
48. Tops now.
Luke surgical.
Stands firm. He is still here. He takes
What
another
now?
step towards repeat glory.
Ty, tell us about Luke Littler and what he's doing for the dart community and him finally basically telling the crowd that this is my world. You're lucky to be living in it right now.
Yeah, he is arguably the greatest athlete in the world right now. Most dominant athlete, I think you could probably say. And, hey, guess what? It's happening to Patrick Mahomes. This guy starts winning Super Bowls. And while he is a very likable, lovable guy, eventually people just say, you know what, I hate this son of a bitch. I'm tired of seeing
We
him.
like him, though. We would like
Love
him.
him.
We love
him.
Luke Littler.
Me thinks I love him a lot, actually. Then that's the other thing is, you have to, I think you become more fond of him because I know I have to see a couple of these press conferences. I got to watch him 4 or 5 times because I don't know what the fuck he's saying, But, again, Then you look at just the surgical precision of his gameplay. Watching darts, if you've never done it, I mean, you're kind of just waiting for a 180, triple 20.
He had
triple
17
20.
of those.
Exactly.
In this match with Rob Cross. He's 18 years old. Okay, so we've seen him for multiple years now. He was this young phenom and prodigy that came in, and he started winning these dart matches and tournaments.
Yep.
He qualified for the quarterfinals, which on New Year's Day here after beating Rob Cross, and we assume he'll win that one, and then he'll win again. And I assume it's going to be the same hostile environment here. This tournament is not, I guess, big Luke Littler fans, but what we need the world to know is since this guy entered the dart community, he's been the guy.
Yeah.
And not everybody's going to like that, especially in the old guard of the darts, AJ. Whenever he's looking for me vapes and kebabs.
Exactly.
And everybody else is worried about putting a roof on their head. It might ruffle some feathers. And that's Luke Littler dart ball. That is literally what Luke Littler has done since the beginning, and that's why we love him, AJ.
Is he only 18 years old right now?
Right
or is
now.
he 18 when he got in? He's 18 in that video.
16 when he got in.
Yeah.
Wow, good for him. Why do the fans turn on him? Just because he's so dominant? That's what happens? That's what you're saying?
Well, because he's spending his money on me vapes.
Yeah, vapes and kebabs, and I also don't know where he's from in England, but regionally he could have been in Rob Cross's territory. We don't know.
He went to St. Helens Dart Academy. Since 9 years old, he's been on top of the world. So,
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, at this point in time, he will get.
Well,
I would look it up.
And that's also why people don't like him anymore. It's because Peter Wright, the snake bite, he's kind of become the fan favorite after Luke the Nuke, has kind of changed his entire persona.
No, he's right.
And that's why people don't like Luke the Nuke anymore. I mean, got a little beard, got a little money, now he's got a little jawline, getting a little yoked. He's not changing, but his regime is.
Hey, same precision, though. And he is nowhere near his prime yet, and he is still better than everybody.
Exactly.
17 180s. Yeah, right.
One of the best athlete in the world? Is that what Ty said?
Yeah. But I said, you could argue that he's the best athlete in the world. He is the most dominant athlete in the world right now, for sure.
Yeah, that's Luke Littler, dart ball. What are the odds on him winning the quarterfinals? It said the hammer, Dahn, AP ton. Luke Littler's odds in his quarterfinals of the Ali Pali darting thingy.
They're not listed because he's such a high favorite to win.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, we appreciate that. All right, Ty, why don't you come over here, bub?
Okay.
I also did see people are pissed because his mug is on bags of corn nuts just all over England.
He is minus 2,500 in the quarters.
Jeez.
Yeah, so
that's Luke the Nuke, baby.
Is that the right school, Bruce? I don't want to put bad.
Talking Warrington.
He's
a Manchester United fan as well.
So him saying he would have taken me darts and put it in his left hand, he would have said,
"Yeah,
what's that?"
Yeah, exactly.
He should still do
Mike
that. What do you
Tyson.
mean?
It's still on the table. It sounds like he just thought of the idea at the press conference and was like, let these fucking assholes do what they did again, and I'm going to be in there.
Yeah, kind of a who do you think you are? I am situation.
He's only 18, man. What a problem for the darts.
Look out.
Oh, my God, Luke Littler.
I thought he was going to say he would have turned around and started throwing darts into the crowd if it was 2 years ago.
Same.
Wow.
It was 2 years ago.
Imagine with the precision, too. He's going right eyeball, left eyeball. He's like calling a shot.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You're a pirate. You're a pirate. You're a pirate. Yeah.
Couldn't even charge me with an adult.
Forehead, bam.
What if he popped an eardrum, too?
Oh, yeah, man. Helen Keller.
He might help Mel pierce your ear. He might pierce somebody's
eyes and ears.
Unbelievable. I mean, there's a chance. And nose. What if he shut somebody's nose?
Hey, stick your tongue out. I'll give you a tongue ring.
And then now trapped to his jaw.
Who wants to Prince Albert?
They need to stop booing him.
They better.
I mean, that's real destruction. That's real destruction.
I mean, people aren't going to be paying for his prize money just because they won't want to go to the matches anymore.
It'd be dangerous. Those environments are sweet.
Yeah.
Remember how we were very close to all hopping on a plane and going to one on a whim. They were very, very, very close.
They got a chance. I mean, if they come over here, they got a chance.
We tried to book Luke Littler on. Remember, we had like a 2-week run there.
Oh, yeah.
All in on.
It's the biggest story in the world.
Yeah, Luke Littler, the 16-year-old phenom, comes in and takes over the dart world. And then it's like, oh, shit, I've seen these videos. This is what it's like every time they do darts. They're like, yes. And then we had a couple lads invite us over to come over. Because you get a table and then you just get a bunch of beer and you just lose your mind.
It's nuts.
It's like a great setup. We can buy a couple tables. Yeah. And then we're in there. Yeah, it's a sick.
Yeah, the intros.
They got it going over there. That was during COVID, I assume? Or does those two people know something we don't know?
Those guys are supposed to be anonymous.
Oh, okay, they're secret.
Yeah, exactly.
That's secret
forces,
security.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's Luke Littler.
Yeah, the bulletproof guy. The one guy comes out to bulletproof. I mean, it is one of the most electric entrances in all sports. Like Roman Reigns, bulletproof guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure.
That
Yes.
memorable.
I'm
Remember
sure.
his name.
Yeah.
We need, bulletproof guys.
It's I'm bulletproof. That song. I mean, I
Great
guarantee. And he's singing it, and everyone's going freaking bananas.
Luke Littler needs to just fucking say, I'm done with it, and come out to Sandman.
Boom for shoot.
He comes out to something by Pitbull.
Yeah, Fireball. I think.
Pitbull's got
Never mind.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Keep Pitbull. Yeah, Mr.
Like
Worldwide.
that. Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
there you go.
Worldwide. What a guy,
I
Mr.
know.
Worldwide. He used to be 305.
I wonder if he's gonna be at the game.
He owns that stadium, right? FIU? Is that
FIU,
right?
yeah. Mr. 305 Stadium, you
I
mean?
think they call it Dale Stadium.
Yeah, Dale.
No, they call it Pitbull Stadium. Dale, whatever the case. Coach B.A., we love you, man. Thank you for traveling. Happy New Year. Hey, see you next year.
See you next year.
Got it.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice about change your life. Coach B.A., anything for the team?
Great show. Better win next week.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Team on me, team on three. We'll be back tomorrow night, ESPN2 for the Cotton Bowl on the sideline. Spend your New Year's Eve with us if you want. If you want. Should be a good time. You're all the best. Team on me, team on three. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.